Morning, folks. Sorry about that. Slightly delayed here this morning. I had to get my coffee ready. The old mushroom coffee. All right, team. Let's get rid of this. Don't need these. Welcome back. Hope you're doing good. Hope you all had a good weekend. Some moves overnight, but we're still in range. Some moves overnight. For full transparency, I did get stopped out first 2 attempts overnight and eventually managed to get long at 800. Same key level we've talked about for weeks and weeks and weeks and end. Same key level we went over in the free newsletter. If you had that free newsletter, you should be prepared. So let's get into it. Daily. All right, we're going to zoom in. Surprise, surprise. Look at this tight range. All right, we have an inside bar on the daily. Currently trading inside of Friday. Currently trading inside of previous week. And we are pinned, folks. We are absolutely pinned in right now, and you just need to respect that. We expect chop in between these ranges. 700, remember, is the key trigger to get underneath. 800 is where we keep seeing the bid. 700 they will not let go of, and we fail to get over 25,000, 25,100. Here is your chop vest. All right, over here, potential squeeze up to 25,300 for that old naked point of control. Under 700, potential collapse to come and run some of these daily levels. Inside here, we will continue to build out liquidity. Is there news today? There is some news at 10 o'clock. Maybe we get going. But most eyes this week will be on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right. NVIDIA options Wednesday. NVIDIA earnings Wednesday after the close. And then some big news prints back end of the week. What are the black swan events this week, or the things we're not really going to know? Well, obviously the tariffs. Okay, if you didn't see, Supreme Court judged all of the tariffs illegal. Trump then came out and said, well, we're going to put a 10% levy on those tariffs then, flat fee, and then changed his mind and said 15% towards the end of the speech, and then followed that up on his post on socials of 15%. Yeah, there you go. And Trump talking tomorrow. So we will see. But I think there is a limit to the law he's using. I can't remember if it's 3 months or 6 months, but those tariffs will not last very long. All right. So he will know that. He's not an idiot. All right. He'll be well prepared for that. So we'll see. All right. Into hourly, as you can see, overnight. All right. We opened up, slight gap down, washed very hard. Alex had to go at the long here. All right. Right into here in Discord, 960, 950, somewhere here. Had to go at the long, stopped out. Washed back down to 920s, kept dropping all the way down. We came down into previous week point of control, came just under it to the 800s level that we called out. I did get long here and stopped out on a trail on the way while I was asleep. So already made a bit of money overnight. Well, made that red trade back first and then made some money. All right, so what are we watching here? Really, we're watching these previous week and previous day. All right, if we're going to keep absorbing, all right, if we're going to keep absorbing into and around here, we're expecting this market to try and rotate up. All right, we need to be careful about a 2-leg. Obviously, that fails and comes back down. This edge up here, I hate the way they built this out. Like I said, this is a poor high. For me, there was not enough liquidity left up there. Although we did go over it in the private room. There was a 270 lot left up there on Friday. But I don't love that. And we're coming back down and we are just completely pinned. Here's the thick area. I really don't want to trade in here. So I'm looking for us to get outside of these levels for me to trade. This is an awful location. You might as well flip a coin right here, folks. Right, there's your high, there's your low. You're bang in the middle, stuck in the middle with you, right? Just have that song in your head. There's not a lot we can do with this. So we'll see. We'll see if we come and retest these levels and fail. We'll see if we grab bids here all the way back up. We'll see if we come under here and fail and look for the rotation back down. Not much else to do. We will have a gap fill above. Obviously, if you want to look at the options levels, your 0 DTE, these are the big levels. The first one you want to be looking at, we're negatives currently under 25,040. All right, the first core wall is 25,120. These are 0 DTEs. The bigger one is up at 25,325. Guess what's up there? Missed it, naked point of control. So that's where they're trying to shove us up. And the 710 is still a big level for the put wall where we bounced off on Friday, and we just cannot get below those 700. So just rotation between these, being pinned in the options market as well so far. That will change after the open. All right, let's come up here. Let's move to ES. Have a look at all the same kind of stuff. Let's move to a 5-minute. We have to get through these fairly quickly. Same story here, folks. All right, we're still holding 50s on Friday. We've rebid this into this edge at 70s, and we're stuck topside at sort of 920s right now. All right, there is exactly the same. You have relative strength here, but we are pinned. All right, we're trying to move price up. You can see on ES, we're trying to move price up. There's the low. All right, we're trying to hold this point to move up. We're not doing a very good job of repricing these single prints up here, are we? Not really, not yet. We came into pivot to pivot. You can see very, very close, but they're trying to get up into those single prints. Maybe by the end of the week. Maybe by the end of the week. All right, let's have a look at the ETFs. Spiders, same kind of story. Gap down in the spiders here versus Friday. All right, there's your Friday close, previous week close. So maybe they come and try and fill this gap. Otherwise, we're coming back down into these 80s. Like I said, no man's land here. And the spiders Qs is going to look very, very similar right now. There you go. There's the gap. All right, gapping down. Pinned down here where they keep finding bids on these 600s. We know those 600s is a massive level. I just checked this level. Yeah, still huge put wall down there, 600s. 615 upside is where they're trying to go, which will probably be that naked point of control. Right, into there again. Yeah. So pinned, boring. Dixie, it's still trying to find a bid. It's trying to find a bid, but here you go. Here's the old clear out, back down. Is this going to be backside down to here now? Well, or maybe just 30 to 50%. We'll find out. It's an interesting one because if they hold it, they can have a shot. But we'll see. Let's go through the mag. Let's do VIX first, which remains elevated. All right, VIX still over 20s in this huge channel. It does not look very good. All right, we remain elevated, chopping between 1850s and sort of 21s right now on the VIX. Right, mag, here we go. Slight gap down on Apple, opening inside of Friday's range. Key pivot on Apple be 60s. Can they hold 60s? All right, 60s would be a higher low, lower time frame to try and come and take out this liquidity. Failing at that, we will run these stops. All right, so 260 will be the level that they will want to hold on Apple. Amazon, starting to find a bid back up after that wash, but top side of the range. You can see here's your range on Amazon. All right, failed to break lower. We come back to the other side. This is the rotation and the chop. Nothing's changed, so you can watch to see a breakout. We can even set a little alert there just in case it wants to go and fill those single prints. All right, Goog, starting to get going after that monstrous sell. All right, this thing's been absolutely clattered all month. All right, down, 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 failed to break lower. And we've got all these stops to run back upside now. Can it reprice some of this and then probably do one of those? And then it has to make a decision afterwards. Not something I would trade there, but held the 300 as well. Meta, all right, into 50s. You might have seen, some of you, Michael Burry coming out with all these short reports over the weekend. He thinks MAG is heavily overexposed in AI and doing their books incorrectly and pricing in 20 to 40% too much profit. We will see. But that's his stance. He is obviously short on pretty much everything right now, but he's a short seller. That's what he will do. He might well be right, but we will see. Nice spike up on Friday on Meta. You want to see now if it can base over 646s. Right, can it do this? Or is this a failed break that comes back down again? Microsoft, that looks ugly and weak. That's one of the weakest of the bunch out there right now. All right, we've repriced in all of this move. We're coming back down to these tariff lows. All right, well, I'm interested to see if we find a bid here. All right, that's a big sell. It's a very, very big sell off the highs. What are we pulling back off there? 30% off the highs, a 30% discount off the highs. We'll see if we find a bid in here. I'd imagine we'll find a bounce in here at some point, even if it's not sustained. NVIDIA, you can see, remains pinned in. This is all going to be about Wednesday. All right, earnings Wednesday after the close. All right, are they good? Have they already been priced in? We're going to find out. This is an option dealer's favorite thing that they can see. All right, because you're going to get retail playing both sides, and they will probably whack both sides. Tesla. Slight gap down there. Still inside of last week's range. Same story as the Qs. Right, there's last week's range. There's Friday's range. Narrowing. It's a story of the market right now, folks. We can't do much with this. There's not much edge in this. Oracle starting to sell back inside again. Coming down to this pin where we bought it. All right, so remember we were long from here. We sold a chunk here. We're waiting to see if it bases out or if they're going to make a new leg lower, in which case we'll cut the runners. that's about it, folks. There's not much else to look at here. There really is not much else to look at. Everything very, very range bound. We're going to need to wait for it to build out more liquidity, I think. We're just so stuck. It's such an ugly chart right now to look at. We shouldn't complain, really. The start of this year was fantastic. We had some mega moves, and it slowed right down. Slowed right down. I don't think it's 155 days. I don't think it's that long, whoever said them. Is it 150 days, really? I didn't think it was that long. But at least I know now. But we'll see. They're going to go to battle. And the other unknown stuff, obviously, is tensions in Iran. And then if any of you have seen the stuff in Mexico, the cartel, I'm sure there'll be comments on that as well. We'll see, folks. We'll see. Does the 20-hour course come with Flowzone Pro? It comes with like a Momo edition. So it's very similar. It's just missing a couple levels. It doesn't have Globex. It doesn't have the repaint candles. It doesn't have opening range. I think that might be it. You have a long from the 800s. Would you close? Well, it's holding a higher low here. You want to see it get back above this point of control. Basically, if we can start getting above 79s again, you can probably hold it and see if you get above sort of 80, 79, 80 above this VWAP. You can probably take a partial if you haven't already into 25,000. But you can see overnight we're pinned. Like we cannot at the moment find acceptance over this 25,000. So we're just going to have to see. All right, here we go, folks. 10 seconds left. I am absolutely not in a rush to do a thing. Surprise, surprise, because we're in a range. So I'm just going to let it develop. We have news coming as well. I'll turn this one down a bit. It's a little bit bright. Can you just calm down, please? There we go. Let's see what they do in these 25,000s. And if they lift 25,000, they're going to go for previous day value area highs, which are up here, and that would be your gap fill. Up into 25,068 would be your gap fill. 608, big level on QQQ. 690, the big level on the SPY. So here comes the lift. They're trying to get up into these 25,050s. Why have I got this absorption thing on again? So they're trying to get up into here right now to fill that gap by the looks of it. We were very thick there from Friday last week. There was a big node up there, 25,061. Oh, we'll see, folks. Give this a chance. SPY's pretty much filled its gap. It's almost there. So relative strength over in the spiders and ES, so the broader market, I'm guessing financials and energy probably going well this morning. Gold, yeah, gold and silver having a nice bid back up. The hedge continues, especially with tensions rising. I've got to get rid of this absorption indicator. What is this? Why are you on? Get out of it. Read out on the mag, mixed bag on the mag as well. All right, Tesla 1.58% down, Nvidia 1.29% up, Microsoft 1/3% down, Meta 1/4% down, Google 1% up, Amazon 1.37% down, Apple 0.68% up. Right, complete mixed bag. So no alignment in the Mag 7 today either. How are we looking? Well, for me, there's not much to do here, right? Like they're probably trying to get up for this gap fill, but we're inside. All right, we are inside previous week's value. We are inside previous day's value, and we're inside current week's value, right, which is early. They're trying to get up into here. The question is, can they do this today, or are we going to do this again? This would be like what we did on Wednesday. Thursday we failed. Friday to Sunday we failed. I don't know what they want to do, folks. Like, we probably want to come and clear out all of this, but just need to be very, very careful early on in the week when we have a lack of news. There is some news coming at 10, but it's not the best. What have we got at 10 o'clock? Remind myself. Factory orders, I mean. They're trying to lift that gap fill right now, for sure. You know, that New York Open flow zone's holding. Maybe, if you're long, maybe you can get up into here. There's a big seller up there, 400 lot at 25,050 right now. So ES and SPY have now filled the gap. QQQ hasn't. That 608 level on QQQ, big level. 40s on the NQ, 25,040, huge level for 0DTE. Under that, we have negative gamma. Over it, we can flip to positive. We can see fast moves around this place where we are at the moment. This is the dealer's level. If yesterday's volume was thin, Friday's volume wasn't really that thin, and it was still carry weight, yeah. But I don't look at Sundays. I have it measuring from Sundays for the developing week, but I'm not looking at Sundays specifically. It's more the developing week. Don't be sure about that gap. Well, the gap's already been filled on SPY and ES. How about this? Don't be too worried about the news and be worried about what's happening in front of you. It would only take one swipe to fill that to be efficient. Don't be too bothered about the news. You know, if the Iran conflict is so powerful, right? If the Iran conflict is so powerful and you had all this fear coming in, why are we all the way back here? All right, that's not to say it can't go lower, but don't trade the news. Trading the news is a mug's game, all right? Trade what's in front of you. Look, the ES has already filled it, right? Where's the yellow line? There you go. ES has already filled it. So if you're like, we're not going to fill the gap on ES because we've got Iran news, well, you just got absolutely cooked, all right? Play what's in front of you, folks. Doesn't mean we can't sell off, but just don't be biased because of news, all right? Really, you must not do that. Really get out of that habit. Let this settle down. So holding that New York Open print so far. Bid showing up at 980s here. This is your overnight or current developing point of control. Let's get some volume on here. There you go. Back to the New York Open. Will they sell this back down to the 40s now? Do they rebid down here? If not, I don't know, folks. All I know is we are in a giant range rotation. Why do you say something so stupid? I'm married and I've been with my wife, who some people will know who she is, for 15 years. You talk absolute garbage, mate. And if you think it's offensive to call me that, I really don't care, because sexuality is not offensive. But I've been happily married for a very long time, you absolute moron. To a woman way out of your league, I'll tell you that much. Bro. All right, reclaiming New York Open. ES still holding its gap right now. It's looking for mean reversion right now to the 20-day. ES big cool wall is 690 on the ES. Why am I coming at you so aggressive? Mate, it's not aggressive. Why are you saying stupid shit in chat? It's real simple. You tried it Friday and I ignored you. You've done it again. So you get one more chance and then you're gone and you can go and watch idiots trade. It's up to you. All right, here we go. So lifting up here, they want to do this gap fill. Again, the 40s is the big level here. The options level, which they keep struggling at. That 90s is the big level on the spiders, which they keep getting stuck at. Big, big resistance level up here on the spiders. They're trying to lift this. We have liquidity up at 50s. Seller coming back in on the tape here. Bit of a stuff up here so far. Back to point of control. While they just jostle this around, making their mind up. Double top on SPY, yeah. Well, it's that 690 on SPY. All right. If they clear that out, they're going to go 692. But there is a wall up here so far on SPY. We're adding liquidity higher and then pulling it. Someone is playing some games on NQ this morning. They're flashing some numbers. Okay, adding liquidity, pulling liquidity, adding liquidity, pulling liquidity. They don't know what they want to do, and we're in a range, remember. We're coming towards the top side of that range. We know we get thick with supply as we get up towards these 40s and 55s. We can see it on a higher time frame, right? If we're going to fail up here, we can see these guys up here. We did sweep. I don't like that high, but we did sweep. We're failing up here. This is a 2-leg. If we want to rotate, we can look for that later today, but right now, I'm just giving it a chance to settle down because we are pinned in here, and that's pinned in here, and that is pinned in here. So previous week, Friday, current developing. Doesn't look very good, folks. Does not look very good to trade. Be willing to sit still. We're not at an extreme yet. Maybe if we get up here, or poke and fail, or maybe base and hold, we'll get a trade, but don't really want to trade around here. Yes, definitely getting stuck at those 90s. Right, back to that New York Open again. Do they rebid here again, or is this the end of this auction and we're going to start to see more of a sell-off? We have got buyers above value area high today so far on the day. And we get this 5-minute chart up so we can see a bit better. This is where we got thick with sellers though. This morning we kept absorbing these 70s. Are we going to see follow through? So I'd say sellers need to protect 80s now. If they protect 80s, there is a wash. Here's the wash. So let's see if they go for expansion down to VWAP here. So you could watch 80s for a resell here now. Now that they've trapped and done the move. So that wall on ES holding up really well. Yeah, we'll look for sells if we start to reject. We want to be very careful though. We're mid-range. Oh, they're going to do this thing where they just yank it all in one go. Without a retest, maybe. I need to see how this acts back towards 70s and 80s. Jeez Louise. You're going to come back up for us. Buyers coming in here at 37. So there'll be a squeeze over 40s and maybe we can get up to 80s. I'm not going to play the long. I just want to see if we come up there and have the short. We've got big divergence. ES holding New York Open right now. Back into that 88 level. Oh my God. What an ugly setup. All one direction. What a sell. Well, there's your 100-point sell without a retest. What a kind market. Not. Oh man, they're selling this heavy. Huge seller just come in here at 900 break. You have to watch him. Big, big seller at the 900 break. They are starting to take this back down towards previous week point of control now. Into this grey box where they bid off before. I'd love to sell this, but it's too late in the day now down here. There's the reclaim of 900s. They can squeeze this right back up to 970 if they want. Remember, we're in a range. ES holding that New York Open. Definitely can take it back up to 38s and 40s. They might want to resell that. If they get over that, they're going to go right the way back up to 970s. So maybe we can get a short on a retest of either 30s or 70s. This is a frustrating market when it does this for me. Please. Come on, be kind. This is not kind. If you can come back down to 860s without a retest. This thing will not lift right now. Right, big seller came in at 900. We're still under that level of that seller. So they're going to look for 860s and then 800 here if they don't lift it. I'm hoping that they lift it so I can get a short on. Ideally, where did I say? Buy came in at 35s. So ideally, somewhere into here would be nice, and see if they resell this. And if they don't resell that, then I'll look for this up here. If they reclaim the whole thing, it would be a giant squeeze, but I'll be looking for something like this or like this at the moment. I want to be very careful they don't just rip this thing straight back up. Here's that seller again at 900s. And there we go. Here's the lift towards 30s. All right, now watching this, if we can get up towards 30s, how we act. I want to be very careful. We do not want to be short down here, right? Not this close to previous week point of control. We need it to lift up. At the moment, it's not willing to. It did just trap some more buyers on that push over 911. The seller's average is 900 right now. I really don't want to chase this here. Please, market, don't just dunk it the whole thing without me. Please, market. Fucking, you're going to do it, aren't you? You're going to go 860s without me. You fucking asshole. You asshole. Oh. Ass. Whoo. I'll cancel my orders here in one go. Fun. Oh. Couldn't get filled. Could not get filled. All right, so if you were short, you got to be covering some into here. This is previous week point of control. Under here, you know, the level is the sort of 800s down here again. So we're going block to block, block to block, block to block. I was just looking to lift up into where these buyers were stuck. Right, I'll show you the whys. Right, why was I looking for a lift up? Because we had buyers stuck up here. I was just looking for a lift, then short. I mean, there was literally nothing here. They just dunked it. Big seller came in. There's your previous week point of control. Now you're holding for 800s and I'm not in it. What are you going to do? Like, poh. Salty Alex. Salty Alex. I don't know if you say salty in the States, but salty for us is like an upset. Stubbornly upset. And that's the low-hanging fruit. So you just tagged previous week point of control. You might get a bid back. We can watch it into 15s, but really I want to watch it into 30s. You got it. Nice work, folks. Well, those of you who got it and covered into previous week point of control, you can hold a runner for down here. All right, you can hold a runner for down here, but you should be taking a good chunk off because we're in a rotation. They might well lift this. All right, if we lift up here, I'll be interested again. I'm not going to chase these lows. Like I said, these are the levels we keep absorbing at. Please lift and trap the bulls. Please. Please. I'm going to sit here so salty if this just pukes all day. EU freezes US deal over Trump tariff uncertainty. So what's that? Retaliation. Any country that wants to play games with the ridiculous Supreme Court decision, especially those that have ripped off the USA for years or even decades, will be met with much higher tariffs and worse than that, which they've been recently had. Buyers beware. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Are we back to fucking... We've gone back a year, have we? We've literally just hit rewind and we're going to play the same games as we did this time last year. Come on, man. Put your toys back in your pram, Donald. Calm yourself down, my friend. It's not the EU or anyone else's fault that your country went against you, right? You should clean house in your country. Stop threatening everyone else. It's not their fault. EU has no power in the Supreme Court. This is deal with your own people. Okay, we still can't get through these 10s. We just rejected VWAP here. I really wanted a bit higher. Can't get through the 10s. I would say the end of the low of day auction into previous week point control is pretty good right now. Is this going to give me any opportunity? Ugh. Sorry, folks. Well, at least some of you got it. I'm a salty man. Don't tariff me. If you tariff me, I'm going to tariff you. That's it. We're tariffing you, Europe. Yeah, good luck with that. Say goodbye to that champagne you like, mate. You can drink your Napa Valley shite. That's it. We're tariffing wine. That's okay. Keep your own wine. Little Margot will keep her wine and not give it to you, Donald. It's wasted on you Americans anyway. The French are like this with everything. All right, we're rejecting these 10s. Not quite lifting up to where I'm really interested, but buyers keep getting stuck here at the 10s. There's a huge seller just come in here. 200 lot at 85s, folks. Big seller got absorbed there at 85. So we know his plan is to trade lower under 85. If we keep holding above him, he's going to get squeezed out. And they're going to rotate back to these 10s. Here you go. So he's out the money. He's in trouble here. He just tried to short towards the lows at 85 and got stuck. Here's the lift towards 10s. I'm still watching 35s. I would say if we start to break above this, there is a possibility we break for 75s here if they break above 35. So I'm waiting to see if they break above this level here where I'm interested in a short if we trap buyers. If we trap buyers here, I'm interested in this move. The problem is we've hit the low-hanging fruit. If we hold this, we will rotate back through here because we are thin. Buyers starting to get stuck up here. I've not seen enough yet, but just want another shove up and we'll see if Alex can get something. Can we get something? My copy is on here. Where is it? Hello. There we go. All right, so here's the lift. So we're going to come for 75s by the look of it. 75, 80s. Here's the lift back up towards there. And we'll see if we can trap some buyers up here for the move back down. If we don't trap buyers up here, then I would expect a new higher day, right? Because we've left an efficiency, an inefficient market. Watching this now very carefully. If they trap buyers here, it's getting very squeaky up here. We're above VWAP though. There's lots of imbalances up to 75. I'm interested though. See if they can squeeze a bit higher. Here we go. So lift to 75 and then we see how they act. Do they just squeeze right the way back through? So here's the shelf. Here's the move towards 75s we just talked about. I'm not going to take this long. I'm going to wait to see if we fail up here. Do buyers get stuck up here? Down this VIX. It's down to 5 minutes. Sorry, folks. Talking to myself. 20 is a big level on VIX as well. Where's this wall on here? Hasn't adjusted. So buyers got trapped on that last push. See if they absorb VWAP here or not. I'm not in this yet. I'm interested in that level short. I wanted a tiny bit higher. Here's VWAP. Do they reabsorb this? Not yet. I might have missed my opportunity here. Right, remember that seller's at 84. I want to get short in this if we can push and fail down towards 84. We've got VPOC here now. This is going to get really messy the way they've pinned this. I don't think I'm going to get an opportunity here at the moment. They want to come to 70s and 80s above. Seller trying to step in, getting absorbed here. There's a big buyer, keeps stepping in around 34s. I'm interested in this short. If we start letting go, we're going to have to be very careful. There's a little imbalance here in front of 900s, which just got absorbed again. So seller getting stuck there at 20s again. They are just playing games here. They don't actually know what they want to do with this. You can see it on the tape. On the tape. Very wishy-washy in this area. They keep absorbing these 20s. They want to rotate up to 70s and 80s, but they keep failing. And they're not retesting the sellers below. Why do I think it's going to do it? Two leg and then fail here. Point of control. This is the level. If buyers don't hold this, we're going to rotate straight back down to that seller at 85. Buyers have got to step in here. Looking for a short up here. We didn't quite make it. We didn't quite make it. So prime position would have been a pump and a fail into that. Can consider this move here. Just need to be careful because we've taken out low hanging fruit and we are in a range. All right, we are in a range. This low is current value area low on the developing week since Sunday. We need to be very careful here. Yep, there is divergence with ES, but ES is starting to reject its New York Open now and its New York VWAP. VIX is back above that 20. Previous day is based on Friday. There's nothing to do. It's not a whole day on Sunday. Sunday counts as Monday. Think about a daily candle. There's no daily candle for Sunday, right? Counts as Monday. They're going to test this buyer down here towards 85. Seller, sorry. So there was a seller at 900 and a seller at 85. They're currently out the money. It looks like they're trying to test those sellers to see if buyers want to step in here or not. Mag still complete mixed bag. Apple basically flat. Google 0.25% up. Nvidia the strong 1.5% up. Everything else red on the session. Same, sitting on my hands as well. I'm doing the same. I'd like a trade. My least favorite markets, though, as you guys well know. Not going to get my fill for short either time. What's my A+ setup? My A+ setup would be a pro trend. I don't mind long or short, where we leave stuck players, right? Not a rotation. So when we leave a balanced range and we leave one lot of players stuck and it is a pro trend, it's my favorite play. So what we had more recently in those shorts, once we left that 5 or 6 week balance range short, fantastic. If we leave this balance range we've been developing the last 3 weeks, this is week 4 in it, and we break down under 700, starts getting aggressive, that would be a pro trend. That would be an A+ scenario for me. We're not seeing that. YouTube is definitely not 6 minutes behind, my friend. You might want to hit live. Blue 2 funded today. Well, it means you're trading the chop. All right. What did I say to you guys? Like, as soon as I started, I said, really don't want to trade in here. If I can avoid trading in here, I want to avoid trading here. All right. But I'm willing to play that if that's going to be the rejection. We can think about this. We can think about this. Under here is where all the fun has. Over here is where all the fun is. Here and here are your edges. Look at this. Chop. Look below fail, look above fail, look above fail, look below fail. All right. These are where you want to be playing. All right. Either reversals or continuations for bases. Like we hold, we base, we go. We pop, we fail, we turn inside. We hold, we base, we go. We drop, we fail, we turn inside. We don't really want to trade in here, right? We really want to avoid, unless you're really, really accurate and a very good range trader, this is going to do this. It's told you this is what it does in here. It's told you many times, right? It's trapped. This is what we call a balanced range, all right? So if you're a range trader, maybe you really like that. If you're a scalper, maybe you really like it. For me, it's my least favorite. All right, under point control, like I said, we're going to test these sellers who were at 900 and there was another guy at 85. All right, 985. So all the time we're above that, they will act as support. If we get below those guys, we could expect new lows. Big 100 lot buyer coming in here trying to protect 900. Why is my 946 candle red? 946. This, because we're underneath momentum. So this is part of the Flow Zone Pro. If I take it off, it would be green. Right? So it's showing you we're having bearish momentum in the current session. That's all it is. Oh, testing these 900s again. If we get under this, they're going to move for these 80s, these 85s. If they hold this, they're going to look for the rotation back up. Still, no trade for me. We're in range. Back to 900 for the millionth time. Are they going to come down for this 85? They get under 85, I think we go new low of day. So I'm going to test this 85 guy. The reason I'm saying that is because there was a big seller here, 200 lot seller here, 85 earlier in the day. So if they protect him, he's going to stay out the money, right? So I'm watching this seller here. This is why we said 900s. 900s, these sellers, this big seller down here at 85. So he's currently still out the money, 200 lot down there. We can see that big buyers are stepping in here. We're just rotating between these levels. I would like to see us lift up here and then see what's what, or come under this. That's also fine, but I don't want to trade in this range right now. I'm trying to avoid this current range. Would you take a failure and reclaim of 85s? A fail to look below. I mean, we haven't even looked below it yet. We haven't looked below it. So this seller down here, the 200 lot at 85 is out the money, isn't he? I think they want to revisit up here. And then I can see what we do up here, right? Are we going to build this out? Are we going to have a D shape today, which just does this? Highly possible. If we get up here, are we going to break above and go for a new high of day? It's also highly possible because we just broke down without being an efficient market. I'm not sure. What did that high of day look like? How much excess is up there? Not too bad. Do I have a link to that indicator on NinjaTrader? The one I just showed you? Yes. Let me try and find it. So many people asking for that nowadays. It's just order flow, guys. You could there's lots of different ones you can use. Even if you just want the big lot, you can get it for free, right? Just use order flow. Go to my video on how to get order flow for free. All right, it will show you the big lots on NinjaTrader for free, even with you know, using your prop firms. You've just got to turn it on. Most people don't understand that. All you got to do is turn it on. Post it here for you. And this is the one I've been using. All right, 2,400 of you watching, only 368 likes. I know the market's slow. I know we haven't had a big winning trade here, but just be patient, folks. It will come. You're buying the Footprint course today? Nice, man. Look forward to working with you. I think I have to learn to read the tape to get to my level. Yes, that would be correct. I mean, that is the ultimate goal, right? You wanna get really good, you're going to have to learn to read the tape. Candlesticks only tell you so much. They're really good. You can learn a lot from candlesticks, but you want to get more accurate and understand who's in control. You want to learn to read the tape. Man, this thing does not know what it wants to do right now. We are absolutely stuck. Stuck. Let me just get a jump here. I'm a little bit cold. Are there any traders you look up to? If so, why? Most of the... Oh, my God. All right, there they go. Testing this guy at the lows. Big seller coming in here. Same big seller. You know, still be watching 85s now. It means I'm not going to be given the chance to get short here. This thing's just going to fucking go. It's testing that low of day. We know the sellers came in at 85 and 900s, right? So if we let go of this, we can wash. What a pain, man. They're going to make this pretty much impossible to get a trade today because we've in range and not clearing anything out. If they break here, we're going to go 800s. If they break low of day, they're going to look for that move towards 800s. I'm bitter. I'm a very bitter man right now. Salty. Salty, salty, salty man. So let's see if they fade 85s. They have to fade 85s and 900, and then we get that break lower. It's the only way I'm going to be able to get anything, and it's the worst location of the day if I'm going to trade it. I can't think of anything worse, but here we go. Buyer stepping in here at 65. I don't expect that to hold up. He's jostling down to 50, so he's spoofing. I'm waiting for a pop-up, otherwise can't do a thing. No, please, please market. Please market. Oh. Okay, well, here's your next cover point down into here, folks. If you're in this somehow, I haven't seen what I'd need to get in. Nothing up there, no retest here. But if you're in it, this is your next cover point. Globex and the 800s, right? This is your thick level we talked about off the newsletter. This is your over-under, right? 800s is where they keep rotating. 700s is the must-hold level, right? But 800s is the over-under. We are still building liquidity. Maybe I still get a retest here. But again, now we've taken low-hanging fruit. It's a nightmare. Maybe we can come up to 85 and offer me something here. 85 to 900. If they fail that and trap buyers, I will still be interested, I guess. But it's the worst location of the day. I want to be very careful because it can be a look below and fail. And there was some decent selling down there at the lows. Right, here's the test towards 85. Do they come up to 900? Do they reclaim it all? Is this a look below and fail? We're about to find out. Straight back squeeze up. Watching this for a trigger. They might go 900s here first. Nope. 85 fell. Okay, small piece on. Versus 85. Can I get a stop in, please, Ninja? Fucking hell, mate. Had to put that in 4 times. All right, we have an imbalance at 90s. Wicked me out there at 90s. You absolute arse. I can already tell it's not going to be my day. I can already feel it. Wicked me out at 90s instantly. Okay, here's the retest of 900s. I'll still watch this if they lift 900s, but we want to be careful now because we've washed low of day and we're into previous week point control level down here, which we know is fair value from the previous week. But I'd think about this, but if they keep bidding here, mate, getting tilty. Alex is getting tilty. You can see me fidgeting. I've got to be aware of it. I'm getting tilty. I'm not getting my trades and I'm getting knocked out and then it's doing it instantly. Can feel it in me. Being honest with you folks, I can feel it in me already. Can already feeling it in me. Well, the short is 85s right now. It was what we were talking about. You just need a new low day break. 85s to 900s, but I got wicked out instantly. Why 85s? If you're wondering why 85s, because where the sellers came in. All right, sellers came in at 85 before. All these buyers above at 907s are now stuck. So as long as we protect into sort of 900s, right? As long as we protect into there, we can look for a rotation. You must cover some into previous week point of control, and then under there is possible rotation to previous week. And here we go. It's going to go without me. You absolute arse. Right, this is your cover point now. Oh my god. Oh my god, if you can, do you know what it feels like to have this? How many days in a row is this market going to do this to me? Oh god. Doesn't matter how well you read it, sometimes it's just what happens. 2 weeks, bro. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. It's true, right? It's true. I can read it really well. Say the 85s. I give it 90s. It goes 92s. Ugh. 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 All right, big seller came in at the lows there. 100 lot came in at 850. Be aware of him. If you start giving back 85s now, you want to get out of this. So it gave you basically 50 points plus. Big 100 lot came in at lows. Right down here, big 100 lot came in at 850s. All right, so he's currently out of money. We're just coming back up to these 85s. If they squeeze through 85s, they're going to go back to 900s. Again, obviously, I'm not in anything. I had to go and got stopped out by 2 points. So here's the lift back up towards 900s now. I would say if they reclaim 900s and they reclaim previous day value area low, then we're going to go right back upside. And we're going to keep rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating till we're done with it. Till we get a macro event. Probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Runners getting cooked. Yeah, this market is cooking runners. This market's cooking Alex. He can't even get a trade. No, I did not have a 2 point stop loss. I entered on the failure of 85s and I risked 90s. NQ is the leading index. There's no, I mean, if you're talking about relative weakness, yes, we have slight relative weakness today. They're pretty well paired. Let me have a look at the broader market. Let me have a look at the sectors. All right, healthcare's green today, guys. Healthcare and energy, we said at the beginning, it's probably healthcare or finance or energy. Healthcare and energy is green, which is why ES is holding up slightly better. All right, we still can't get through those 900s, right? So those 900s just failed. 85's now failing. You might come and test the low of day here or towards where's this seller got stuck. 50s. All right, so if you are short from 900s, you want to be paying yourself into 50s. They can keep holding 50s because they have a seller stuck down there. Is it going to give me anything to do? Am I going to get one trade here? These are not Heikin-Ashi candles, no. They're just normal candles with a repaint based on momentum, based on my Flow Zone Pro right here. Oh, can we get a trade? This thing's still heavy into previous week point of control. If we get under previous week point of control, there's an argument to say that we are going to go 736s. So if we get under here, I would be watching Globex 800 730s. That's what I'd be watching if we get under it. They can still hold this and rotate right back up, as we well know. This is fair value on the previous week, right? So this is demand from the previous week. If we get under this, we will come down. If we keep holding this, we will revisit this area. If we get over this, there is a squeeze on back to 70s. I know there's a lot to think about here, because I'm saying if we do this, we will do that. That's how the market works, folks. It isn't this market will 100% do this. No, we're in a rotation. We'll do whatever it wants. You want a long here. It's a very risky long. But you have got a seller stuck at 850s. So you could use his pain, but you've not shifted any momentum. But if you were fishing, you could fish value area low 8 and 850s. And obviously, the closer you get to his pain point, the better RR you're going to have, right? If you get a dip down into 50s, you could just risk 10 points to the low 40s. That would be a good long. I mean, not based on momentum, but in terms of risk reward, it would be a good long. That's what you're waiting for, yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense if you're looking for the rotation. Like I said, I'm not a rotation trader. I do not like trading rotation, but if you're looking for it, it would make sense. No. NQ is down 0.77%. ES is down 0.67%. So that's not true there. So not true at all. YM is weaker and RTY is weaker for sure. Why don't I try it? I've tried it many times, my friend. Unless we have failed breakouts, my success rate is very low. So how do I make more money? It's not by sizing up. The way I make more money is by avoiding trades I have lower success rate at, right? So for me, for that, you know, that setup for you might feel like a jack-jack on a poker table. For me, it feels like a 5-5, right? Because I'm not that good at trading it. I can see it. I feel uncomfortable trading it. So I try and leave it. And that's how I make more money, because I pass on what feels like a 5-5 and I play when I get jack-jack, queen-queen, king-king, ace-ace. Yeah? But that might not be the same for you. That's just how it feels for me. It's just like you hate poker. I mean, I'm not a poker player, but I understand it. Where did I learn my strategy from? I mean, just historics, you know, just data. Really, what am I trading? I'm trading volume, I'm trading momentum, and I'm trading, I guess, things like Wyckoff methods when we have failed breakouts. That's kind of it. All right, so there's your look down towards 50s, right, where that seller's stuck. They're trying to pile in and sell hard here. I'm telling you, there's another big player who's just come in here trying to force it down. Another 100 lot at 65. Right, so you're getting a lot of sellers at these lows, and if we keep absorbing, you just don't know. I will not be trading this long from here, but for you guys that are looking at it, there's the dip towards that guy's pain at 50s. There's the squeeze. So that player just came in at 64, selling hard. He's now caught. There is a buyer at the top side of this move who is also caught. So you just had 100 lot at 80s. So you're stuck between 65 and 80 right now. That's your rotation right now between some big players. If you start getting acceptance, I'd say over 85, you can start seeing this thing move upside, probably pretty violently with all those sellers at the lows. There you go. So here's the test of 85. If you find acceptance here, you probably get up towards the 910s. It's testing it. It's poking it. So those of you who just took that long we just talked about, here's the move back up to the 900s. You must, in my mind, you must pay yourself something up into here. Right, we've got a shelf here. Right. If you just took this long, you must pay yourself on this rotation. And if you do this, great. then you're really in the money. But at the moment, we've got a bull trapped here and a bear trapped here and a bear trapped here, and they're just fighting. You can see them on the tape fighting, and this node's getting bigger and bigger because they are piling in with size down here. At 85's big level. Still can't find acceptance over it for you guys who are looking for those longs. VIX trying to get up to previous day high here. Big hold of 20 today on the VIX. Just trying to get over those 85s. It's desperately trying to get over 85s and base. And then you're looking for those 900s, the shelf above. Over here, we get going, right? Under here, they can still sell this. But over here, they will look to come back into this. There they go. They're trying to lift towards those 9s that we talked about. They're desperate to get through this. So big sellers getting caught at those lows. We're now above that big buyer. Remember the big buyers earlier in the day were at these sort of 906s, 907s. So you must be paying yourself a bit into this because they are still stuck here. All right, so if we think about this, these buyers are still stuck. These sellers at low of day are stuck. A big buyer is trying to come in to get us up into here. So if you are long in this against these pain, you must be paying yourself some into these buyers who are stuck because they are acting as supply. Remember, supply is stuck buyers. And we are just rotating between these big lots right now. Me personally, sitting this out. Like I said, I'm going to sit this out, wait for it to make a bigger decision. You've got major issues with Ninja. That's not good. Please tell me Tradeify aren't having more problems. I'm getting to a point where I'm going to have to, I don't know, email them and say to them that you're fucking up. I'm a big advocate for you, but you're starting to fuck up. I don't want to talk about you like your Project X. Come on, guys. Some of you saying Tradeify data is down. Oh, no, not again. All right, there's the test of those big lots, all right, into the 900. So we're just testing them now. So if you're a buyer, really you want 85s to hold now, all right? Because the seller, a big lot seller, one was at 85. If we're going to come lower, we're going to come 65s. You don't really want it under that. Really, you want this. You really want 85s to 76s to be absorbed here by buyers to give you a shot to get back above the 900s. If they don't do that, then I think it's very, very dangerous for a sweep lower. That's a good absorption there into 85, though, isn't it? All right, that's a good absorption into 85. Look at that. Bang on the money. All right, so they're using that guy's pain now, and they're trying to lift it. So through that buyer's pain now, and the question is, can they lift through VWAP, and are they going to go for 40s now, as in 940s? So if they can hold enough here, they have got a shot to lift here back towards value area high. So if you're long, you should look to be paying yourself some here now, and then all the way up to 40s, and then into this node up here back towards 70s, right? So the squeeze is on all the way up here. So they've trapped sellers down here. We talked about the rotation. I said it can happen, but I also said I will not be trading rotation because I just don't trade it well, folks. I just don't. If you should be paying yourself here. If we base above this, right? If we base above this, they will take out all these wicks. So you'd be paying yourself into 40s, 50s, and then sort of 70s and 80s. And congrats if you took it. It's working out really nice for you. But you must be paying yourself. Just remember you're in a rotational market. You must be paying yourself. ES failing to get back above that 885. That's a massive level and it cannot reclaim it right now. There is put support. So there's basically support level here. at 685 on SPY. It's a big level. If they lose 685, they're going to go 682, which is basically previous day low. An initial balance coming up in 8 minutes. So they're going to come back to test this 85. If they lose 85, you'll probably and 76s, then you're going to see a swipe back down to the 50s again. So this is level coming back to him. Test him if he wants to absorb here. ES looks weak versus 6885 though. Keeps failing there. Here's the test of 85 again, where that seller got stuck. Oh. Yeah, well, Dow's only down 1.34%. It's not that much. Dow's probably the most easily manipulated index out of all of them. Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's called YM30? How easy do you think it would be to manipulate if an index is made out of just 30 stocks? Pretty easy to move around compared to the ES, which is made up of 500 stocks, right? Pretty easy to move the Dow around. Suits Trump well, doesn't it? Markets at all-time highs. And then he changes it. The Dow Jones. Yeah. Nothing else is. Just the DJ. All right, they bid 85s again. So back to these 900s. They're trying to lift you here. They're trying their best. For those of you long. They are trying their best to lift you back to the VWAP. VWAP. And if you get through here, then maybe a squeeze up to 950 and then 970s. But you can keep failing here. They can keep rotating here in 85 and here in 85. And then one will eventually let go. Either 85 or sort of 900s will let, 910s will let go. One of them is going to let go sooner rather than later. Big seller here at 905s now. Huge seller, 105 lot, just putting a wall up. Do they come and take him out and trap these buyers now? I have no idea, folks. I have no idea what their game is right now. I don't think anyone really does. Here's the 905 guy. Sell back down to 85, building more liquidity out, tightening and tightening and tightening. Alex, if you don't mind, check your POC on the 1 minute Ninja Trader. Is 1 minute NQ on Ninja Trader Trading View? Well, for 10s is what I have on Ninja Trader, and 88s is what I have on Trading View. It's just slightly different. But we're just boxed in, so it doesn't really matter either way. All right, 85s testing again. If they fail 85s, we're going to try and flush down to 76s. And then down to 50s. If they keep reclaiming 85s, they're going to try and trade up through the 910s and then trade up to 940s and 950s and then 970s. They just don't know. Alex, what time frame should I look at the large buyer and seller bubbles? You can use any time frame, whatever time frame you like looking on. I like using a 5 minute. 5 minute for me makes it pretty easy to see the delta, pretty easy to see who's trapped. I have it on a 1 minute, but my eyes are drawn towards a 5 minute and an hourly. I'm only looking at the 1 minute when I'm looking to execute. Right, another hold of 85s here. Can they get back above the 10s though? Here's the 905, so 100 lot seller at 905, which they still cannot get through. If they get through this player, there's maybe a squeeze up to 40s. Maybe ES wants to reclaim. Maybe, well, I would say SPY looks very bad because it can't get through 685. It's got to get back through 685. Otherwise, 682 is on the cards here for SPY. Back to 85s again. Here we go. That's the 85s. And they're still trying to absorb here. If they lose this, they're going to flush it. They're going to try and test 76s. And the buyers, that's the sort of last chance saloon at 76s. So here we go. There's the 76s. And if they don't hold this, we're going to go low of day. Literally just tagged it to the T. Look at that. I can only give you these levels because I can see who's trapped and where they're trapped. So if we flush through this, if they lose 75, 76s, they will probably travel down to 850s again. We did have a seller come in at 65, so we could look at that level. Looks heavy here. ES is in trouble, man. It's losing 85 on the spiders. It's starting to make me think that it will want to go 682 on the spiders if it starts to let go here. Okay, so they're going to retest 85 and 75s, and if they stay heavy here, you're probably going to go to 60s and then 50s. I know there's a whole numbers, but it's also where guys are kind of stuck. So if they backside fade this for a new low of day, those are your cover points. So back to the 85s. Now they would need to resell this, the sellers, otherwise they're going to get themselves caught down here again. It's a good sell of 85. Well, let's see if we break lower now then. Lots of bid support here, all the way down to 40s. They could come and clean out this liquidity. Here we go. They're going to try. They're going to try and wash the 40s and 30s, these sellers. See how much juice they've got. They are stacking these buyers down here, trying to hold it up. If they let go, they've stacked each level. So 70, 60, 55, 50, 45, 40, 35. They've just stacked. So we'll see if a seller just comes and swipes down and if he gets trapped and they scoop it back up, or if we get a below day break here. Again, I'm not trading anything. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing on the tape. Reason I'm not trading anything is because I hate trading range, right? Big seller coming in here, getting himself a little caught. Let's drive back up to 85 again. They have to resell these 85s, these sellers. If they don't resell 85s, there is a lift straight back up to 900. Never trading range. Well, now maybe now some of you are seeing why I don't trade range, right? Maybe some of you are starting to see why I just do this. I'm just like, no, for me, no bueno. No bueno, no bueno. Like, I can read it. I don't like it. I don't like trading for 10, 20, 30 points. You guys have been on stream long enough will know when we get a pro trend, when we get a failed breakout or something that holds, we get 100, 200, 300, 400, up to 500 points together. Trump is talking. Is he really? What's he saying? Let's have a look. I can't see anything. Doesn't mean he's not. I'm just saying I can't see anything. Still rejecting 85, still into previous week point of control. We know this is a huge level. If they let go of this all the way down here, we know we have sellers stuck at 50s though, right? Those of you who are looking for that very, very cheap dip buy holding, I guess you could still look for that technically. You can see they're trying to bid 50s here. They're stacking up. So you might get that move to 50s. Sellers coming in again, undervalue area low, getting absorbed so far. So they're going to look for these 50s. They still haven't filled this guy at 50s. Big sellers coming in here again. You want to watch 50s here. 50s and 40s. They're stacking these buyers, trying to hold. Initial balance now set as well, folks. Here's the move to 50s we just talked about. They're still protecting it. They're adding at 40s now. Still seeing sellers be absorbed. I'm surprised they haven't just swiped it a little bit deeper to make a decision. Here we go. They're still absorbing in front of 50s. I'm still surprised they've not swiped it deeper given what's going on underneath it at the moment. We're still seeing that absorption down there. So those sellers from earlier still stuck. So I don't know, you guys who are looking for those longs in and around 50s. Maybe you're getting it now. I don't know. If you're looking for that range rotation, it's looking a bit better. Those sellers getting caught there. So back to the 85. Remember, through the 85s is the big level. It's where the sellers came in before. If we go through 85s, you're going to go back up to the 900s. Through the 910s, you're going to go back up to 945s. Through the 945s, you're going to go back up to 980s. Those are just the levels. I can only tell you what we're doing right now. What a mess. Yeah, it's just because you have to understand down here sellers are stuck, right? We talked about the revisit. And just understand why. We just revisited value area low on the day. We have sellers stuck down there. They just got restuck in this last 5-minute bar. All right, they got absorbed so far. I'm somewhat surprised they didn't just come and fill this guy down here. Just fill it and then go. And then we cannot get a close of over 85, and we're rejecting previous day value area low. So you've got lots of different value areas rotating at once here. Different traders trading versus different levels all rotating at once here. So you've got longs trying to accumulate previous week point of control. You've got shorts trying to defend previous day value area low. All right, so you've got shorts trying to sell previous day value area low. You've got longs trying to buy previous week's value. You've probably got shorts, well, you've definitely got shorts trying to get short under here down to the 800s and previous week value area low. So you've got lots of traders trading in different directions. So we're getting messy. Why are they all trading in different directions? Because we're in a range. We're in a range. What do I think of TJR's strategy? I don't know what his strategy is, but I know that he is not a trader. But I don't know what his strategy is. He's a massive influencer and he trades CFDs. I mean, the clue's in that, I would say, folks. I doubt he can, this is not blowing my trumpet. I could sit here and never take a trade again, and I reckon I could turn some of you into some pretty good traders. Because I don't just sit here and be like, one strategy for life, brah, 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 and all that bullshit. Fair value gap, wah, 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 wah. Shut up. Best way to trade is understand what's really going on. Yeah, Shiz, I mean, you should, if you're a range trader, you should like this. Okay, we're failing these lows now, so maybe these sellers get their way. Where is Globex? We're getting close. We're getting close. So we're in previous week value area low territory right here, folks. Make sure this isn't extending out. Oh, it is. That is a pain. Cannot have that do that. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. What are you doing, mister? You can't do that. There we go, fix that. All right, 790s then. 800 790s. And SPY 682. So you watch IB now versus IB rotation. So the next thing now is, do they now reject these lots and trade down into here? And do buyers rebid it down here? This is your Globex low. This is where we traded low to overnight. Very, very well might come down here. So maybe they do this now. Finally, we might get a more decent move. So you would need defenders to defend now 850s. Defenders, you would need sellers to defend 850s to 860s would need to be defended. ES did just sweep Globex. All right, so more divergence at play. All right, here's the drift to 850s, 860s. Sellers will need to defend this, otherwise we go back inside the range. So here's the 860s check, and they will have to defend this. If they do not defend this, we go back inside the range. So there's possibly a short opportunity here if they're going to do expansion. If they're not going to do expansion, then you know what's going to happen. We're going to go rip some faces upside, back to 75s, and then it will make a decision again. Lower date auction looks pretty good so far, but you wonder how far lower do they want to come. They're just going to rip this straight back up now, are they? These lot cannot make their mind up for the life of them. Is this the sweep then? And they're going to hold finally. We will find out. I'm not convinced of anything, given that we're in a range and this thing does not know what it wants to do. Got more faith in sleeping with a brass without a condom on than I have in trading this right now. Jeez Louise, make your mind up. All right, back to point of control. So sellers got to come in here, otherwise they will get themselves caught. Sellers coming in there so far. So if we should let go of 50s now, there is a chance to move down to the low 800s. So watching this now. Trigger short if they stay heavy here now versus 50s. They can't absorb these. They cannot absorb these. Okay, here we go. So got a little guy on here. Got to stay heavy now versus 50s to get down to 800s. Oh, please don't do it again. I don't want to see a second leg up at this point. Please piss off. Here we go. Come to daddy. Watching IB here. Need to get close under 40s. Want to stay heavy versus 50s. Let's go 800s. Nice. Come on. Be kind. You've stopped me out so many times already. Here we go. So nice rejection of that shelf into 70s and 60s. Pay myself a little bit here just in case they hold IB, because the auction at the low does look pretty good into 30s, but I think we can move to 800. The only problem is ES has already done it, so we want to be careful. That's why I've got to pay myself a little bit. Do not want to see this reclaim 50s. Don't you? No. Otherwise, it will take off. Good. Stay heavy. Get out my way, buyer. Piss off. Piss off. Just let it come down and finish. Here we go. Get out the way. Stop absorbing. Get out my way. Just give me that fill to 800s. Looking for this orange line and grey box. Looking for this move here at the moment. Why? Because we've now built liquidity up here, right? So I'm willing to trade lower now. Gotta be careful. This low date auction, these sellers keep getting caught, getting absorbed. I think we've got to move into that orange line on your screen, which is Globex low. The only problem is ES has already done it. It's the one concern I have is ES has already done this move into the orange line and taken it and rejected IB. And they're going to make this hard. If they reclaim, I'm just going to cut again. God, I paid myself this time. I'm going to risk 64s. I'm short for now, and if we reclaim, I will think about the long trigger back up because it would be a fail breakdown. But I'm short currently in that last push up into here. Once we let go of 50s for confirmation. Already paid myself some. I would like to see a breakdown into here. There's a 60-point move here. All right, so from trading views on one right now. From here to here is possible, but remember ES has already done it, so we got to be careful. But this is what it's trying to do right now into this block. We know 800's the big level. But we have Globex stops down here. We had a double bottom down there in Globex. Why is my mouse jumping around? What is this? It's not even reloading. There we go. That's better. Here we go, folks. All right, here we go. See if we can get 800s here, 810s, 800s. We have some imbalances underneath that Globex level. So we have an imbalance into 804 and then 780. Do we look good now? Just want to see follow through. Be patient for this. Here we go. Come on, get out the way, you fucking absorbers. Go away. Piss right off. Piss right off. Get out of the way, Mr. 25. Go away. Just let me fill at 810s. Get out my way. God, you are annoying. Be careful because the ES is right at the level. ES is on that orange line, and there's some idiot trying to sell the low here. If they fucking hold this without taking liquidity, I'll be very upset. Will not get my TP if they do that. There's a buyer at 810s, so I'd like to see us move into that. We had a seller at 823s there who's got himself a little bit caught. We need to get under him, and we should get 800s now. Come on. Come on, man. Stop playing games. Finish the auction, for God's sake. That guy at lower day is a problem. He's a problem if we don't get under this lower day here. He's coming too big down there, mate. And then we absorb next candle. We've got to get under him. Once we get under lower day, we're going to go down to that Globex level, 806s or whatever it is. Come on. Please, get out my way, Mr. Absorber. Go, 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 go. Here we go, folks. Okay, looking for these 800s still. Cannot keep holding this lower day because someone keeps selling it very aggressively. We've got to get a break to 800s. What did I say? Stick with me. Once we move out of the range, we'll get there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. And we'll hold a runner under 800s. Looking for this orange line and grey box as the cover. All right, once we broke down here and we trapped all the buyers above, this is the rejection of volume. All right, I waited for 50s. I covered some into here in case. I'm looking for this and this and this. The only issue is ES right now keeps absorbing. We look good. Why is my cursor like that? I don't know. It's a bug on TradingView, man. Like, ever since they keep doing these updates on TradingView, it keeps doing it. I don't know why. It's just TradingView. It's not like it on anything else. When did I enter on the short? I entered once we failed 50. All right, so I looked for that poke up into 60s and 70s into this shelf. I didn't get short in here. I wanted to see it push, fail, and I entered on the failure of 50. All right, because 50 was where that player was. The big seller was at 50. Once we came back under him, I almost stopped out here. I was a bit nervous there, to be honest, but then we shaped up really well. Yeah, TradingView, it's a nightmare at the moment. Whoever's like done the coding on it recently. I do not really want a reclaim of 50s. I really don't want to reclaim of 40s. So I'm going to move my stop down because we've got value area low and initial balance and previous day open there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I don't think so. I don't think you're going to get that 811 hold personally. Previous week open here. There's previous week open tag. Here we come. So we're looking for orange line, then grey box, and then under grey box we can go to 735s. I'm going to move my cursor off the screen just because it keeps jumping about. All right, I'm going to try and move it off. Can we dump, sir? Well, we're trying. We're trying. Depends if these sellers can start being a bit more aggressive here. I think SPY can come to 682. We've got to watch the 602s on QQQ. Under that, we're looking at 600. Same levels as last week. So if you're trading the ETFs on options, you're watching 602, 600. Don't fucking knock out my runner again. Oh, you absolute arse. They're after me. They're fucking after me, man. They're after me. They're after my stop right now. I would consider a re-entry here, but we got so fucking close, man. Whoever said it's going to hold 611s, that's your fault. If you just bought all of that, I'm very upset with you. Oh. Why? I bloody hate rotations. This is why. All right, this is still the level up here. 867. Why is it doing this? Please stop doing this, TradingView, please. So they just rejected in front of this. I was only risking to IB. We knocked me out. We came into low volume node. Maybe I should have risked 67, but I didn't want to risk giving 70 points back or 60 points back. Now that you're not in a position, what mushroom coffee do I use? Everyday dose. Everyday dose? Let me go and get it. Bring it in just to check. This one here, sir. Everyday dose. That's the one I use. I don't like Rise. Tastes like shit. This one's not bad. Pretty good. The other thing I would advise you do, I mean, look, I'm not a health advisor, but I also have like creatine gummies. So even if you're not like weightlifting or anything, just have a small, low dose of creatine. I have it in the morning when I wake up. I eat a gummy straight away. Fills your brain with water. It's great for mental clarity and accuracy. My favorite tea, probably herbal teas, to be honest. Oh my God, what an arse. What an absolute arse this market is being to me the last few weeks. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have creatine in all my like proteins and stuff, but I have these like chewable gummies. You can buy them on Amazon. Just get what's worth getting a good one. Don't get some cheap one. Get a good one. Check the reviews. Make sure it's some decent creatine, and yeah, have it to keep water in the brain. No trade Monday. I mean, I think it's going to do the move. It's just knocked me out. I think it's going to do the move. I think SPY wants 682. I think QQQ wants maybe 600, if not 602. But we'll see. Like, one of you in chat said it was going to hold. Maybe you're right. I mean, I find it slightly odd that they're not taking this out. I think they're going to trade into at least this grey box, if not all the way down here. All right, because we've left this now. This is a stop run. That stop run should get us into this. This should get us into this. We know 800 is a massive level. So if you're still short, like you've got to pay yourself some here and then runners into these. I'm out of it. I've been knocked out of it again. At least I made some money. 6 setup at the open. I mean, it was a better setup on ES. It was a better setup. I don't like this. The fact that we didn't come up here. Much better setup on ES. Didn't like this auction at the highs. Alex, you said we made this low on ES. Didn't we expect that rejection? What do you mean? Did we get a gap fill? No, we did not. We got a gap fill on SPY and ES. We did not get the gap fill on NQ. That's what I was saying. If we'd filled that gap, if we'd lifted up into here, this would have been an A+ short opportunity, even on a range, because you got previous day value. Here you go, folks. There's your TP. Shorts coming piling in at these lows, right? So, oh, don't move that. So TP out some here. Here's your grey box. Oh, I'm gonna have to be done for the day. The delta tilt in me is huge right now. The amount of times I've been knocked out. Nice work, team. All right, here. Then you're looking for 30s. And then you're looking for down here. I can't read it because the mouse is going mental. 78, I think. All right, so TP in here, then into 35s, and then all the way down there. Oh. Well, W's in chat if you got it. Hopefully you didn't get knocked out like me. Fucking hell, mate. Yeah, lots of you getting it. That's good. That's good. It's all right, folks. All right, you got to watch 810s now, okay? Huge seller came in at 810s, so you have to stay heavy under 810s. If you stay heavy under 810s, you can still look for expansion. We know this 800s is a big, big level for... This is the 4th week at trading at these 800s, right? It's a massive level. We just traded 602s on QQQ. Like I said, I think SPY's trying to get to 682. So if the next pop-up rejects in and around 810s, you might see more downside follow-through. If you reclaim that, you can potentially see a squeeze back up. So that's what I'd be watching for, somewhere around there, to see if they stay heavy. They must stay heavy for you here if you're going to hold. VIX just swiped previous day high as well, by the way, folks. So VIX has done that move to previous day high. It might be all it has. We will see. But you should have locked in a lot into this grey box, right? You should have locked in a good chunk. And then you can just hold runners now. If this thing lets go, then you can just laugh. You can laugh at Alex, your mentor. You're trading it better than your mentor. I might not even be your mentor, than a stupid man with glasses on YouTube. I think you're going to trade lower, folks. I think you're going to trade into these. I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to get it. There's some bid support here at 75, 70, and then 750. I think you're just going to break and swipe. There you go. Fuck me. Big seller coming in at the low here. You need a new lower day here, and then you're going to get that break and swipe. It's coming. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, exactly. This is why, like, when people are like, well, show this, show that. I tell you what to do before I even do it so that you can potentially trade it better than I do. I mean, the amount of times I've been knocked out is insane. What is going on with this mouse? What if I change it over? It's doing it on everything, is it? Yeah, just TradingView absolutely on one. Alex, I really wish I found you earlier. You helped me so much. I appreciate it. You're welcome, man. What do I mean by read the tape? You said for us to trade as good as you, we need to read the tape. Oh, that's what someone... I didn't say that. To be clear, someone said in chat, I think to be as good as you, I need to learn to read the tape. What I mean by reading tape, reading order flow, reading Bookmap, reading the level 2. Big sellers coming in here. Another 100 lot come flying in here at 70 now. They're really trying to get this to accelerate down to your previous week value area low. So you're trying to get TPs into this blue line and green line now, okay? But this gray box is a huge, huge level. You leave this gray box, then I think you got a shot at these 30s and down below. So painful to watch. Everything I wanted. What are the grey boxes called? They're just called grey boxes. They're just things I draw on. They're based on volume. All right, so TP now, blue line, green line. Oh, that short is so good. Well, you're up over 100 points now, and if you get all the way down here, it's going to be 200 plus pointer again. Like I said, I don't trade for 10, 20 points. I look for the big moves once people are trapped. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. Can we sell again now? I would not advise it. I really would not advise it. We haven't built out liquidity. All right, so we are zoom out. All right, make sure you're zoomed out. What are we doing? We're testing previous week's range. All right, so previous week, this morning, we failed to tap into this. All right, we failed to close a gap. We're trading back down to previous week value area low. If we find acceptance under here, we're pretty thin other than this block into 600s. Maybe they come into that. I tell you what, we lose the 700s, like I keep talking about, we can go and sweep some daily liquidity. We can get very, 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 very aggressive on the NQ and all the markets if we start to lose the balanced range. Right now, we're sort of coming into the edge of it. Please, stop bouncing my fucking mouse around. It's hard to see. Where would I look for buys? If I was going to look for a buy, right, I would be looking for probably something like this to happen. All right, on a reclaim of here. Something like that might be a buy. Otherwise, you do not want to buy this drifting lower. We are leaving volume. We are under the 800s. If we get under the 700s, it's night-night. It is literally night-night market. Big seller at this low, all right? 750s, huge seller at these lows. Market ordering out. Might be buyers stopping out rather than aggressive sellers, but just be careful here, folks. You're very close to the next target. Very, very close. ES getting, SPY getting very close to the 682. QQQ just $1 more away from the 600. We know that's a big put wall for both of those. Would I consider buys? Not right now. No, definitely not right now. We're in bearish order flow. Momentum's bearish. We've left volume trapped above us. We're coming into a big area on some weeklies. But, you know, we're not seeing order flows move to a buy side. We haven't, like, taken guys out and trapped enough sellers yet. It doesn't mean it doesn't set up. But right now, I mean, the squeeze, there could be a squeeze above 750 back towards 775. Again, I'm not going to trade for 20 points. Is the move back to 750. They're testing this seller at 750. You basically just hit the blue line there. You just hit value area low. Don't be a dick for a tick, right? Under here, we can come all the way down into the next green line. But like we said, 750 is big level. Can I explain the difference and the relationship between ES and SPY? Well, they are very different. ES is a futures market. Okay, so it's open 23 hours a day. SPY is not. And SPY is driven heavily by options as well. So just think of it, they're the same, but SPY doesn't have the 24 hours. So you can watch the key levels on SPY. If you want to understand cash levels, just watch SPY. Oh man, what a fucking miss again. What a miss. Where was I short from? 50s. 100 plus pointer again. Oh, my poor ego is getting bruised here, folks. My poor ego is getting bruised here. All right, looking for here and then down into here. For transparency, I moved my stop into the money, into the IB once we started breaking down. All right, so TP here and then down here, folks. And you might, if you lose, oh man, it wouldn't surprise you to come all the way down into this if you start losing stuff. I really wouldn't at this point. God damn it. SPY just hit 682. Yeah, it did. It doesn't mean it can't go below, but it's a big level. It has previous day low below. QQQ is coming into the 600 again. Previous day low below. Previous day low is the green line on your chart. Remember, we can wash under and reclaim as well. You're a beast. I've been watching other traders for months. I just started watching you last week, and I'm already up $2,500. Nice. Yeah, I feel you, Zav. I mean, it's just a pain. Here we go. This is going to sting. This is going to sting. This is going to sting. Oh, it's going to sting. Ah! It's after previous week value low. It's already taken it. Did I hear you say you're going to move to Austin? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, yeah. Green line next. Previous day low taken on SPY. 600 now on QQQ. We know this is a huge level. VIX is just absolutely ripping faces right now as we keep just dunking lower. This is your target down here. Final target down here. I mean, say final target. I mean, this thing could very easily be very aggressive if we're going to leave volume now. If we're going risk off, this could get very, very aggressive, like we've talked about. We have room on the Bollinger Bands, but you should be paying yourself into these levels. 710 was that huge level on the weeklies. You know, I wouldn't be surprised this week to go to 300s and maybe even 24,000. And no, I'm not joking. Okay, green line coming up. Oh, Alex is fucking salty. Salty. Ugh. The pain. Right, huge selling down here into 700, folks. Huge selling. You might see some bit of a bid in front of previous day low as they start to sort of front run cover it. But you know, the damage has been done. You've got your money. You should have made money. What's the green line? It's previous day low. Oh, salty bastard, Alex. All right, big sell side delta at 700. You can watch that. 237. Huge seller down there. You might end up becoming stuck. So we'll see. And we'll see if we can hit TP and turn around and maybe they force the squeeze up back over 700. We'll see. Maybe they stay heavy versus it. If we go below previous day low or under previous day low, I'd then be looking for a move into the next grey box, right? This is volume based on previous week. Let me just zoom out and see if there's anything else. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. So right here. All right, this little node here. So trade into 630s. And under that, we're very, very thin. And like I've been talking about for weeks, I think we will come and take out these pivots down here. So it's very, very possible we take out those pivots. And it's very, very possible we trade into 24,300 and then 24,000 this week if they are going to take out those pivots. We talked about it in the newsletter. Here's previous day low. Oh, God. Okay, so your next stop, your next move is down here. Fucking hell, mate. Big sellers at previous day low. Congrats, everyone. I'm happy for you. I'm not upset at all. Not at all. All right, here's 700. They can squeeze if they get back above 700, they can cause a bit of a squeeze back upside, probably 30, 40, 50 points upside back over 700. I wouldn't personally be taking the long because I don't think you've finished the auction lower, but I'm just giving you like readouts in case you're absolutely desperate. But I don't think so. We'll see. Because we had big seller at 700 and big seller at 680, but they didn't quite swipe that low. They missed it by a tick or two. Literally by a tick or two. Is today the day that we really start accelerating and leaving everyone trapped above? QQQ missed it as well. So Divergent not taking the lows. So we've had Divergence at the highs and Divergence at the lows so far. Oh. By stacking here, 680, 675s. Still don't think we've finished auctioning down. We'll see. Big seller coming back in again. Here we go. So they're going to come try and sweep out these guys and take out the lows, what they're attempting to do. Over 700, possible squeeze up to 30s, I would say. You'd feel better if you're going to take that counter trend. I wouldn't advise it, but if you're going to take it, it'd be much better if it took out the low first. There's the low take. So you've now taken that low, and if they get no follow through and reclaim 700, maybe there's a sort of counter trend. I won't be taking it, folks. I want to make that clear. I'm probably done. I feel a bit tilty. Sellers getting more stuck down there at low day so far. Just wait to see if a bid shows up today, though. That's the thing, right? We're very, very heavy. Maybe no bid today. Maybe just complete puke. Panic, panic, panic. Could easily happen today. Am I going to be an upset man? I mean, I'm already upset. I'm already upset. What's the green line? It's previous day low. Someone keeps asking that. It's previous day low. Yeah, we can. If we wash, we can go 96s on Qs. If they keep rejecting 600, you're right. We'll see. We have now swiped. There are sellers that came in at 80s. If you get above 700s, there's probably a bit of a swipe up just to reprice, which they will then probably resell into, right? So here's the move back to 700. If they go through 700, they probably swipe at 30, 40, 50 points higher if they can get above 700. It's a big if. So here's a 700 break. So they're going to try and get up to 730s probably. This is where a big seller came in at 700. So if they can base over 700, we have actually got liquidity up at 30s. So they might try and pump it up towards 30s. The thing is with buying Oracle, right? You have to understand Oracle is did get way overpriced. I brought the first bid up and sold some. Is it on sale? Yes. Is all software on sale? Yes. But if that is the weakest side of the market and NQ is about to do a 20% pullback, then do you want to be buying the weakest part of the market before it's found a bid? That's what you have to ask yourself if you're swing long on Oracle. I bought that first sell off and rebid back up. So poke over 700, no hold over 700 yet. And QQQ cannot get through 600. So we can call 700 basically 600. So 700 on NQ is basically the 600 level on QQQ, and they are holding that down. Hood I took off already. I think I've got a runner on it, just a tiny, tiny piece. But again, like we played the first bounce, right? You got to understand, guys, it doesn't matter. How can I put this? If names are down 30, 40% before QQQ has broken, and then QQQ starts breaking and does like another big sale, what do you think is going to get hit the hardest? It's actually the stuff which is already weak. That's going to get hit the hardest, not the stuff which has had relative strength. You might see it as like, oh, well, Apple will sell because it's got further to come down. No, Apple's still green on the day. The stuff they're going to sell first is the weaker names, right? So you don't want to be early. Like you can play that first bid, but like if it's a big if, but if we're going to break away and trade down towards 22,000s on the NQ, then you best believe those weaker names are going to get sold the hardest. They just will. Turn off hardware acceleration on TradingView. It will fix your cursor. Where's that, my friend? Never heard of that before. A lot of my previous videos focused on ES. Well, years and years and years ago, yeah, they did. NQ's just, I like NQ. I like the volatility. I like the opportunity to trade. I've got used to trading it. You can have smaller size in NQ and still make more money. And because of the relationship with the Mag 7, it can become easier to read. Or when the Mag's very, very bullish, NQ reacts quicker. Your divergence in ES is harder. Like Mag might be bullish, healthcare might be down, financials might be flat or up. Like you have to think about more things in ES for me. Okay, swiped again and reclaimed then. I don't like that low of day auction though, but swiped and reclaimed again the 80s. Buyers at the low of day, which is not what you would normally want to see if you're going to see a squeeze back up. But we can watch 700s in case. I don't think I'm going to trade it, but we'll watch just in case. The low of day auction there is awful. It's all buyers at the lows. It's literally the opposite of what you want to see, which makes me think we've not finished the auction lower. But there was absorption. Right at the low of the day, there was absorption, and then there was buying. But it's not really what you want to see. Like, if we look at Bookmap right now, I don't think we've finished this auction. Where are you guys? This is the opposite to what you would want to see at the low of day. 300 lot buyer. We'd want to see him be a big seller, not a market order buyer. So we have a little bit of selling underneath. That's rubbish excess and then straight into buying. That is an ugly chart. That makes me think we've not finished yet. Don't think we finished the lows yet. Why are buyers at low of day bad? We went over this last week. I will do a video on this as well for you guys. This is how I explain it. The easiest way of me explaining it. All right, think about you go to a car auction. All right, you're in a car auction with like hundreds of other people, and then they bring out lot number 175. All right, I don't know. Aston Martin DB9 used from Casino Royale. Starting bids 50 grand. It would be more than that, but just an example. 50 grand. Yeah. 60 grand. Yeah. 70,000. Yeah. 80,000. 90,000. 100,000. 120. 140. 160. And then the market slows down. Anyone else? 161. Going. 162. 162 and a half. 163. Going. Gone. Why did it end there? Why was that the end of the auction? The seller would have been willing to sell higher. It was the end of the auction because the buyer, that was the last price he was willing to buy, all right? It's the opposite at the lows. If we're trading downside, all right, if we're trading downside, there are going to be lots of buyers down there, all right? Obviously, there's going to be lots of buyers at lows because we're on sale. What you're not going to have is so many sellers. So the end of the auction will happen when the last, at the bottom side, when the last seller has sold, right? When the last seller has sold, the end of the auction to the downside. To the upside, when the last buyer has bought. VIX is booming. Yeah, it's currently trading 22s. What are the next levels on VIX? Hang on. I got any more on VIX? 23s. There's nothing until 23s. Let me just check some supply. 23s. All right. Does that make sense with the auction? We're starting to curl here, but again, the low of day. I mean, there's some tiny selling, but most of it is buying. Look, I'll show you this. The low of day. All these big buyers down here. It's not what you want to see. You want to see this big seller down here and us move higher. And then you'd be like, okay, maybe the auction is finished. But right now, we're not seeing that. Look at it here. Yeah, this is not what you really want to see down here. So even if we squeeze up, I would say they're not finished with this long term. So here's the 700 check. And if they squeeze through this, Where are those next lots? 730 and 750 possible, like we talked about before. But I would say even if we squeeze up, they will come back for this today, would be my thought, just based on what we're seeing. Or if not today, tomorrow. There's no way we leave this like this. It just won't happen. So I would imagine something like this, or even if we do this and then tomorrow come back and repair it. Very, very possible. So here's the drift through 700. Now, there's a chance we go 730, 750. 730 and then 750 on this squeeze, and then we'll see if they peter out and come back for it all. Alex, ignore my question. I took the course, but I can't get Discord. Oh, so I didn't see your question, Russell. Calm down, mate. I can only read so much at once. Did you go to the end of the course and send an email about getting in Discord? Have you done that? If so, okay, so you need to go, Russell, just go to the very end of the course, mate, and it will tell you what to do if you want to get in already. Go to the very end of the course. I can only do so much, guys. I'm not ignoring everyone. You've got to understand the chat moves quick, and I'm trying to trade and read and everything else. Okay, so they're holding above 700s. They're going to look for a drift towards 30s and 50s, and then we can see if they want to resell it there. QQQ reclaiming 600 here. We are rather extended, and all the big selling came in really at 50s up to 70s. So 50s up to 70s, big selling. Here's the squeeze over 700s now, and they might well come to 50s, 30s and 50s. You can see 30s on the tape. There's 100 lot up there, and wouldn't surprise me to see this lift further up than that. So an imbalance here to 25. Previous week value area low 35. So how we act into here, and if we get through that, all the way up into here is possible. So big reaction into this imbalance so far. A little wobbly. Here comes the 30s. Back through previous day low now on the spiders as well. So big level here, and then 50s is the next level. All right, big level here and then 50s. So big buyer coming in here. So this is the type of thing you want to see here if we're going to finish the auction. We can use his pain. So 30s, big buyer just came in. So if we come back under that, it's possible we move lower. They're still adding liquidity higher. It's possible we move to 50s, but I'm going to mark out that 30s and remember that player now. So 50s and then 70s is possible if they really turn the boosters on. More big buying coming in here. Just depends how high they think they can take this in one go. So back to underneath that buyer, these 30s are key. If he keeps absorbing here, he's going to look for 50s and 70s. If he gets stuck, we will get a wash. A big transaction here into previous week value area low. I'm not going to play the long. I will either short if I see enough buying coming in and getting stuck and I see participation to resell it. Here we go. Starting to see some sellers. They're still being absorbed. Wow, this is jumpy tape. Let me zoom this out a bit. This is really jumpy tape. So they're looking for 50s by the looks of it. Back to 30s. This is really jumping and getting aggressive. Sellers trying to like slam this back down now. This is where we had all those big buys. I'm watching for the short here. I'd actually rather us squeeze out one more time here just because of how they keep treating this. Are we going to sell from here? 30 is being absorbed still. If we flip this and sell down, I'm interested for a sell back to 700 and then see if we want to repair that low. So jumpy. Very, very jumpy. Watching for the short if we let it go. So I'm either going to look for a reaction at 50s or 70s or a failure underneath 30s to make that as clear as day as I can. We're still absorbing here. There are lots of buyers that keep absorbing here, trying to hold this above sort of 30s and 25s. They're trying to get up to 50s where they've added liquidity higher. Look, it's jumpy, mate. Sellers trying to come in now again, still being absorbed in these 25s. Oh, we're going to get a snap now. Nope, still being absorbed in 25s. Oh, we're going to get a snap now. Okay, in short now. Small size. See if we can get down to 700s and then see if we get a new low of day. Come on, you got to at least get 700s here. Don't fucking hold in front of it. And I think we should get a new low of day if we snap 700s because I don't like the auction at the low. Is Alex going to get stopped out again? He fucking is. They're going to go for 50s now. You prick. He said he should have stopped. Ah, you mother clucks. Go on then. Go and rip my face off and go to 50s. Fucking talk about a dance. Oh, I might still be all right. Might still be all right. Here we go. Come low of day. Come under 700s, go low of day. $682 rejecting SPY, which is good. We need to come back under 600 now on QQQ, otherwise we are cooked if they start supporting that bid, which is basically 700 on NQ. So if we don't get under 700 on NQ, then I'm toast. Comes the seller, 720s. We've got to get 700 and under. That's the pain point, and they can't do it at the moment. If they keep holding here, we will go 750s, 770s. Out on that squeeze before it comes. So here comes the 750s. I'll have one more go at 50s and 70s if they do it. Seriously, you're not even going to reach it now. Tape is so jumpy right now. These, I just want to make sure I've got this right. 50s, yeah. Where's the next lot? 75. 50, 75. Okay. Here goes 50s. Man, that low day auction's so bad if they're going to print this all the way back up. 50s and then 75s possible. Maybe 800s if they want to retest value. But we're into a level where all these sellers came in earlier, right? All these sellers up here. So I'm waiting to see if they defend these same levels. So we just tagged into that 50s. Still didn't fill that 100 lot. They're emotional. Not really. So 50s clean out. Do they squeeze 75s? So if they get through 50s, they got a chance to go 75s and maybe even 800s. Going to stick with the short thesis until and look for the bulls to get trapped. I think this is a bounce which will be faded. It just depends how far they really want to squeeze this, because I don't like the low of day auction. So here's the 50s, another 100 lot buyer coming in here, trying to squeeze us up to 75s now. Get rid of this. We hit those targets. So second leg developing here. So I'm interested basically to see if we develop the second leg into somewhere here. Maybe it comes up into 800s, but somewhere here, and then offers ideally some kind of short here, and then maybe even an add for this rotation, because I don't think this is finished. But I have to be aware, if we want to do this, we will leave this for tomorrow or later in the week. It's possible. It'll be very ugly, but if we do that, then I'm going to mark that out to come back for later in the week, because this is ugly. Yeah, ES lower day auction does look a lot better. Absolutely. Do they hold the 50s here? Can watch for a trigger if we start letting go. Also be aware, if we're going to hold previous week value area low, then it's a look below and fail, and we're just going to rotate previous week value again. Be another day of rotating previous week's value. Have to be very aware of that. Very, very aware of that. So 75 coming up, and then if they get through it, 800s without a nice auction at the low. Great, NQ. Thanks so much, NQ, for doing that. You turd. You turd. All right, 75s. Do they want 8s or do they just want 75s? 8s. Squeeze on. It's where all the sellers came in earlier, where we are now. Buyer stepping up here at 760. He's trying to support the bid now. He's trying to support the bid. And he's just juggled down to 50s. Someone's playing games here. All right, sensitive area. Here to 800s, very, very sensitive. Grey box. It's always the same grey box, Rich, isn't it? It's volume. It's not off today. It's off the previous week, right? Squeeze up. When they're done with this, they will let go of it. It's just if and when they're done with it. Are they done with it today, or they're going to be done with it tomorrow? Watching 50s, okay? I'm watching 50s. If they keep lifting, they can come and test 820s. This is gross, the fact that they've been able to do this down here. What a terrible auction. Absolutely terrible auction to reverse off. Makes me think they're not done with it. But, well, they've reclaimed 600s. They're almost at 602s now on QQQ. So they're going to have to defend 602s. And if they don't, then we're not going to get the auction we want. So we'll see. Back to 8s. No, I'm not in a trade. I already told you when I was in a trade and got knocked out. I'm clearly not in a trade right now. I'm waiting for the short. Is there anything for me to short at? What did I just say? Waiting to see a reaction at 75s, waiting for 50s. I don't think we're done with this to the downside. Honestly, just based on the auction at the lows on NQ. Maybe ES's auction was good, but on NQ is what I'm playing and what I'm watching. Okay, watching 50s here. If they don't support the bid at 50s, I'm interested in that wash all the way back down. This is so jumpy on the tape. Look at this. I don't know if you look at Bookmap above me. Look at this fucking idiot here supporting and pulling the bid. Someone being an absolute joker. What is this? What is that underneath? What is that? It's not good is what that is. All right, still waiting for 50s because that's where the big buyer came in for that force through. It's where the sellers were earlier. Starting to get stuck here a bit. Big buyer coming in here, not moving price higher yet. It's interesting me. I just want to see a good close. I want to see a reaction. Come on, come down in 50s and show me. Still got this guy underneath being an absolute cretin, adding and pulling and adding and like literally every 2 seconds. I don't know if you can see this. Like, what the fuck is this? Look at this guy adding and pulling, adding and pulling, adding. He's being an absolute idiot. I still think they've got a chance to move lower, but I'm trying to wait. You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot, that last comment. I can't think of anything more stupid in my life than what you just said. Okay, here's the 50s test. Do they absorb down here? They're adding lower now. I'm really interested in a short at this point. We've just got to break down. I'm not going to be early to it. Ooh. '50s getting tested again. Big shelf here being developed. Big node. I'd almost rather it just squeezes out here. Gets lots of buyers to trap in and then just slams it on their face. Actually be prettier than the 50 move now. So I'll consider 50 fail because of where they are for a move that down to lower day, and I will be can't draw it for you, and I'll be taking partials. I will consider this, and I'll be taking some partials, or I'll consider this move here. I will not consider the longs right now. It's just because of the lower day auction looks so bad. Keep coming down to this 50s. We have an imbalance down here. If we trade under it, I'm going to look for the short. Here's the 50s. Can we trade under this now? We're going to stay heavy here for the short or not? Still absorbing it, absorbing it, absorbing it. Think it's coming. Is that last shelf? 64, 70, 77. So still absorbing it. So 50 to 75 is a rotation right now. Oh my God, like TradingView, please stop with this mouse shit. Did they add a liquidity lower day? But now Bookmap's lagging. Come on. There we go. Still waiting. So we're holding the monthly and weeklies at 710 still. I need to remember that. I got to respect that 710s. I have to respect that 710s. I have to remember that. It's 2 days in a row. Okay, failed up there again. Still can't clear out 85s. This node here is developing. So underneath we have a weekly. This is our current node. I'll do it slightly different color so you can see it. If we hold this, we will travel to 822s. I will not be playing long. I cannot repeat that enough. I think it's just not the one right now. If they go for that rotation, fine. But right now, it doesn't feel like a long to me. It feels like the opposite. Feels like this is a squeeze back up, and when they are ready, they will probably sell back into it. We just rejected 602s on the QQQ, so we're going to bounce between 600 and 602s on the QQQ. If they get through 602s, they will go 603, 603.50, but I won't be playing that. I'll just let it do it. I want to be short on this when it's ready. If and when it's ready, I should say. It seems squeezing. Yeah, this is a squeeze. That's exactly why I want to let it squeeze out and then get ready to fade it. Only because the lower day auction is not very good. But like I said, I've got to remember 710s. Where's 710? This level here is a massive weekly options level, which they're holding. So I have to respect that. But under there, I think there's a trade back to there, and under there we'll see what happens. Again, still this 750 being supported so far. Where that seller came in earlier in the day, where the buyer then traded back through him. We're now supporting flow zones. So they are looking for a move up. It's just how far are they looking to move this thing up? Do they want to fill all these imbalances up into 820s? We've got a ton up here, a ton. If they really want to come for it, they would have to get over 80 for that squeeze. Look at all this selling here. This is the same level as earlier. This is a battleground now. In that grey box. The same grey box we've had for weeks on end now. They're trying to sell this back under this 50 again. They're having another go. And they go 75s. So are they going to go for these imbalances? 810. I don't mind either way. Under 750 or up into 800, 810s. Just don't want to trade this location here. Need to move away from this level here. I might sell it when I go to lunch. Oh, I didn't realize only 20 minutes left. Well, it's possible. It's possible. I can't believe they've done that down there with no excess. Cannot believe it. They're trying to force this squeeze for a new leg up here. They're trying to get to those 8s and fill those imbalances. 810 was where a big seller came in this morning. It's also your sort of Globex level, right, that we traded under. So maybe they can lift it up to there. We're about to find out. Is that imbalance indicator on TradingView? Yeah, if you're using Footprint, you can have it on there. Yeah. Failing the top side of this mini range again. They still can't get up there. Please, either way, either come under 750 or go up to 810. Or like, please just stop staying here. Please. Market killing me today. It's not challenging my thesis, is it? It's not challenging my thesis if you're saying volume profile is fraudulent and shit. You're not challenging my thesis. You're challenging all volume. It's not my thesis you're challenging. I didn't make up volume profile. You can do what you want, mate. But to think that volume profile is, what did you call it? Like a scam? Okay. So the one bit of generation data which is actually real and actually accurate, that professionals use, that actually shows real historical data, real trades that's taken action, as a scam. Let me guess, like fair value gaps and order blocks are the real deal. Come on, man. Exactly. Okay, back to this same level. Still looking for us to leave this level and come and take out 50s, and then I'm interested. Or to trade up to 810s and get stuck up there. I don't mind each way. It's starting to be a heavier tape here. Let's see if they're going to leave this now. Back to these 60s. They keep absorbing the edge of this node, the bottom of this grey box. Well, if they let go of this and let go of 50s, we can go back low of day. So into 60s again. Absorbing here again. Buyer turning up here again. Is he going to get out of the way and give us a trade here? Just moved my value area accidentally. Let's change that, Ninja. There we go. Okay, eyeing this for the short if we start breaking down. Still holding, still absorbing here. Come on. Let's go and complete the auction. You've done your second leg. Let's come and back down here. Would be really fun. Here we go. Back into these 50s. Watching this guy now. And if we're going to let go, I'm going to get short back down for low of day. If we're going to absorb at 50s, I can't do anything. It's the same level. It's where that seller's been stuck, right? Previous week value area low, kind of around there. Still absorbing. What's this? 37s. Got to make sure that's accurate. 37s. So I'm waiting for this player to get out the way. Right, this is what they're defending. This seller here. Once 50s goes, there's a chance of a rotation back down towards. There's like at least 50 points, if not a new low of day because of the auction, if we let go of 50s. So that's what I'm waiting for here as the trigger short. So we're testing him now. And if this lets go, I will look for a short and try and get back down to 700 and then maybe even a new low of day if it gives me enough opportunity to add on. Want to be very careful if they protect value. Here's the 50 test. Still buyer here for now. Once they let go of this, there's a 20-point snap very quickly. Still protecting this. Get out the fucking way. Give me a trade. For God's sake, guys. They retest. It's interesting. What's this? 60. I can't even measure out now because of this mouse. 60. Let's see if they sell 60 and flush now. If they just shove it. There's 50s again. Really interested in the short here. I'm going to have to put a little piece on versus 65s here. So short now, and I'll add at 60 if it pops and traps. And I'll cover some 30s and then 700s. Here we go. Come on, get under the 30s. Come on. Come on, let's have some fun. Fucking hell, mate. Get out the way. Get out the way. You're going to stop me out again. Are you going to stop me out again here? Cooked. Fucking cooked. Come on. Be kind. Come on. Finish this. Got to get back on the previous day low on ES. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. That's a good girl. Let's go. Get under value. Get under value. Go 700. Go lower day. Let's go. TP1. Get under this now. Let's go 700. Already paying myself some here in case they hold value. I'd really prefer if we just wash straight back down to 700s here. Because this is where we had a big seller step in at 700. So if we can wash this, we're going to go 700. And like I said, the auction at lower day is not very good. I think it will probably need repairing. Whether they do it today or tomorrow is another thing. But ideally, we will get that at some point. Would not want this to reclaim 750s now. After we've done all that work to get under that player. Be a look below and fail if they reclaim 750s. And it will be a hold of value area low from previous week. We've got to stay heavy versus 750s now. Stop moving. I've paid myself some, so it would be break even no matter what. But stop moving to 60s. And if they take me out again, that will be my last trade of the day because there's only 10 minutes left. Gonna test me. Almost taking me out. Stops at 60s. Nice rejection there. Buyers trapped a little bit on that last shove. $10 of what left of this hourly bar, and then I'm done. I'm going to lunch. Breakfast for me, lunch for you guys. Don't reclaim it. Fucking hell, mate. You're going to do me again on the runner. Cannot get a runner to go to save my life for the last 2 weeks. Still not taking me out yet. Might get lucky here. Might get lucky here. I'm right on that shelf at 60. Trying to use that low volume node. No, out. Just swipe me. Ugh. Out of bullets. Out of bullets. Out of bullets. It's going to go. It's always going to go when I'm out of bullets. It's always going to do it when I'm out of bullets. Here you go. I know, folks. I know you're right. Just got to watch ES keeps absorbing on previous day low here, and that's 682. You want to watch that on ES. It is a put wall, and they've moved it up. So, I mean, they can absorb here. We can put it on here. Where is it? You're holding value. So this is the wall that I was talking about. The under over for the options. They're absorbing versus this now. They're failing versus 90s. If they get over 90s, they can go to neutral ground, which would be asking a lot. So I don't think they'll probably do that. They might have a little push above and then fail back down. This is the level I want to cover into. And then hold in case we go bleed. But I'm out now. I'm out of bullets. I'm completely out of bullets. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Will your risk strategy allow you to widen your stop a bit? Seems like you're barely getting tagged every time. I mean, it could, but the problem is I don't want to get skipped, right? So if I'm short at 50s and paid myself some into that, I then arguably I could risk the other side of the shelf, but you know, if it comes here, I'll get stopped and I'll probably get filled up here. So I'm just trying to be a bit more proactive in a range. Is longing now bad? You just got to remember that you're in a heavy day. I mean, where are you trying to get long relief to? You've got this, which should act as resistance. All right, you've had 2 legs up after a big sell. I don't like the end of day auction. I mean, if you got very lucky, they'll do this for you today. But I think it's more probable to do this right now because of the auction. I mean, what's your setup? What's your long setup if you're looking for a long? Do you have a setup rather than just saying I'm looking for a long? What's the actual setup? That's what you've got to think about. This mouse drives me fucking mad. All right, let's get some giveaways ready. Fuck, not my day today. Not my day. Other than those overnight accounts, I'm basically scratch. I'm up like $60 on each account. It's a fucking joke. I don't know. The cursors because TradingView's garbage. Because TradingView's garbage. That's why. Let's get you set up. It's starting to reject that grey box. I don't know, folks. I haven't set it up yet. Give me a second, guys. It's starting to reject that. Oh. He's out of bullets. He can't do it. He can't break his rules. He's out of bullets. He can't do it. All right. Have we got enough likes for a start? No, we haven't. We need to get 1,000 likes. So at least half of you haven't hit that like button. So we need to get over 1,000 likes. So smash that like button. We'll do Apex giveaways and some course giveaways now. Seven more likes, guys. Just get me to 1,000. That's all you got to do. All of you watching. There we go. All right, so just type FCT once in chat. I will go through some prop firm news because there is some news to go through. But we'll give away a free Apex account. So just type it once. Oh, I'm so frustrated. $60. I'm up $60. All that effort. Fuck am I going to do with $60? Well, I guess it is 14 accounts. It's not quite so bad, but you guys another minute. Oh, you're still holding just about. I just wonder, man. Is this thing done? Now I'm out of bullets. Is it done? Who knows? Green is green. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not red, isn't it? Is it? So, I mean, it's just. It's not red, but it's not good. It's not good. I missed that whole short. Didn't like the long because the lower day auction's terrible. I'm convinced we will come back for this low of day. That is not a good low of day auction. No way. I'm convinced we'll come back for that. But it doesn't have to be today, and that's the thing to always remember, right? It does not have to be today. All right, pulling this winner. The winner today is Chingyuku. Is that how you say it? Or Chingyuku? Not sure how you say it. CHING Yuku 8046. Let me know you're here, please. Nice. Congratulations, buddy. All right. All you got to do is send me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged in. I'm making a note of your name now, and I will sort you out with a free Apex account as soon as the stream's finished. All right. So info@flowzonetrader.com. We'll give away some other stuff if I can get this set up. All right, we'll give away a beginner course. Just type it once in chat. Oh, God, here it goes. Here it goes. All right, if you're in this, you're looking for a breakdown here to 700s. You're looking at a breakdown here to 700s. And you just need ES to get under previous day low. I don't know if anyone's in this. I'm not in it. I had a go at 750 a few times. But again, you could TP1 here, and then you're looking for 700s. And then under 700s, I would mark out 680 and then low of day. Low of day does not look good for to me. I think this thing wants a new low of day, personally. You got 1 minute to lunch now. How frustrating. So these are your cover points in my mind. A little bit here, and then you're looking for 700s, so a little imbalance above 700s, and then 680s, and then new low of day. 710s as well, folks. Remember, that's a big options level. Should say that. All right, let's pull this winner. Habo Storter, is that? Habo Storter 23. Habo Storter 23. Are you there? Let me know you're there. Guys, some of you are so delayed. Give you guys 30 more seconds. Habo Storter, you got 30 seconds to let me know you're here in chat. Otherwise, I will re-roll it. Guys, stop typing FCT. You've missed your opportunity. We gave it away already. All right, re-rolling if you don't say anything in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, unlucky, mate. Supper 1. Are you here, Supper 1? Supper 1. Guys, stop typing. Just stop typing it. It's done. It's done. Congratulations, Supper. I'm going to sort you out. Just email me info@flowzonetrader.com. Screenshot of you logged in. It's a loss of $1,000 because you're confused with long premium section. What are you broadcasting when you're not even buying and selling yourself? At what point have I been long? And also, you have zero understanding because this isn't premium, this is discount, and actually we're leaving volume. So that's why I'm broadcasting, because I understand what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing, mate, because you clearly can't read a chart from what you just said. And I have not been down $2,000. If you're down $2,000 because you're longing the top, then that is your fault, my friend. That would be a long in premium, which is not what I've called for at all today. What I called for today was to ignore all of this and wait for us to leave trap liquidity here. And I missed this short down because it wouldn't give me my entry. And now I'm waiting for either a retest of this, which I've had one go of, or up here to come back down because we're outside the initial balance and we're outside of volume. So I don't know what you're smoking, mate, but maybe if you could send some my way because it sounds quite fun. Alex, what levels do you reckon looking for swing positions? Previous week value area low, previous week value area high. Yeah, weeklies are good, but it's also understanding narrative, right? So right now on the dailies, right, what are you looking for swing wise? Because in my mind, and I've maintained this for a long time, we've left trap volume. All right, we are trying to attack this, and once we attack this, we're pretty thin, down to 24k. We've got a few nodes, but really down here. Now, I don't know if we come down here, you know, do we have some big event? Tariff 2.0, remember tariff 1.0, which gave us, how much was this pullback? 26%, 1.0 was 26%. Do we get tariff 2.0? I mean, that would be right down into here. I don't think we're really going to go down into it, but I think there's a chance of a fade down into here, definitely into here, 10%, probably into here, but we're just going to have to see. So if you're swing long, you want to wait for it to complete that move. If you're swing short, you're probably late for a swing short. You wanted that bull trap swing short, which was this move, these moves here, right? These moves here, right? Lower bowl, back to mean, probably going to go lower bowl 5-day with a trend, unless Nvidia saves the day, which I find somewhat unlikely at the moment. But we will see. We will see. We can't predict the market. We can only react to it. When do I switch priority from previous day to current day? Well, obviously current day matters more and more as you develop, right? So like once you see big nodes being developed, like we now know in the current day, okay, this is important, and this is also being developed in a previous week node, right? This is important, but this is also being developed in a previous week node. This is important for high of day, all right, because we know buyers are trapped up here. So I'd be watching for this. If you're adamant on playing that, you could, but then I'd be watching on this and this, because this is not a good low. Said it numerous times. Not a good low. Maybe they get this squeeze back up here and refade it down. Maybe we just do this the rest of the day down here. Remember, we're still in range. If we just zoom out to the hourlies, I feel like such a stuck record, but people are just unwilling to listen here for some reason. All right, the hourlies, we are still stuck. There is a chance for expansion. Like I'm saying, there is a chance for expansion down here to clean all this up. We have a node here and under that as well. So we might see something like this. It doesn't have to all be today, and down into this. Very, very possible. Until that point, we have to respect previous week value areas. At the moment, all we've done on a Monday or Sunday to Monday, we have rotated the whole of last week's value in one session. Push, fail. That's it. We're still stuck. I would love to see this. I think the market needs this, but they might need to wait until Wednesday to do that. Very well might need to wait till Wednesday. Where am I going to go and enter today? Well, I'm not now. I've been knocked out so many times. NinjaTrader and Tradeify the same thing with prop firms. If not, what's better for newbie? You get data from Tradeify. With Tradeify, you can trade on NinjaTrader or on Tradeify. Web platform is up to you, but they are the same company. Yes, sorry, interesting news about props. Sorry, almost forgot about that. Yes, there are some good sales on at the moment, which just started. Let me find them for you before they tell me off. All right, Funded Next has a 5-day sale on its 100K accounts. All right, so 100K accounts and Rapid accounts, Legacy or Rapid, both currently up to 40% off. Code FCT40. Okay, so you can get a 100K Legacy account down from 249 to 149 and a Rapid down from 279 to 199. There's no monthly recurring fees and there's no what would you call it, fees? PA fees, whatever you call it, activation fees. All right, so that just started today. So one-time fee. Did I make any trades? Yes. I waited a long time, got knocked out. I can't remember where it was. I forget where it was. Somewhere here. I was looking for TP1, TP2, TP3, and I got knocked out here versus IB, unfortunately. Again. You only need $26 to pass your eval. Still managed to mess it up. Need 150 now. Just back off, Sensei. Just back off. Wait for a really good setup and you'll get it. Is it worth trying a prop firm in addition to my personal funded account? I have NT. Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. If you want the extra leverage at low cost, yes. Probably go with one where either you can have daily payouts or you have no trailing drawdown if you're used to trading already. Where can you backtest strategies? Well, you could use ChatGPT. You could use any of the journaling platforms. You can always use, what's it called down here? How do I get it up on here now? You can use TradingView as well. It has a backtesting part of it. I can't see the code at the bottom to enter it, but you can use all of those. And you can manually do it on TradingView as well if you really want. But if you have a set strategy where you could use an algo, you could put it in and it would tell you your win rate. You could also just use ChatGPT nowadays. Alex, I made too much money today on my fundeds, up 4,500, but can only take payout once account reaches 15,500. How would you deal with this? I don't understand what you mean. I'm up too much of my fundeds. I'm up 4,500, but I can only take a payout once it reaches 15,000 because you're above the consistency. Just keep. I wouldn't even try and give it back. I'd just keep trading. Just keep trading. Don't lose money. Just keep trading. Not today, like the next day. What was the prop firm? Funded Next. Funded Next. So if you use code FCT, I think I posted it in Twitter. I posted it in the community on here. Funded Next. Code FCT40 will get you 40% off the 100K accounts for the next 5 days off. For the next 5 days, that sale's running. It's a very small sale. What helps you not go on tilt? Well, you would have seen me here when I get annoyed. I just know that I'm on tilt and I just leave it. You can't not go on tilt. You have to recognize it, right? So you can't not do it. You just have to recognize it and be like, I can't trade now. Or take a timer, wait until you're feeling a bit better. Maybe you have one more go like I did, and then you just back off. FZT, Flow Zone Trader 40. What's the sale for Lucid? I think it's 50% off at the moment for Lucid. I posted that as well. You can just use code FZT for Lucid. Let's have a look. I think it's 50. Just for 2 accounts though. Yeah. FZT on Lucid will get you 50% off, but you can only have 2 accounts with that sale because it's such a big sale. So both those sales very, very good. Are you still in short? I'm not in, but you guys look okay right now. But I mean, you should have already paid yourself a bit. You're still rejecting this. Once you swipe under this, you're looking for 710, 700, and then 680, and then low of day. For me, this was a squeeze to get sold into. If they keep basing here, obviously, if they reclaim this, then they're going to go for one of these moves up here. It's just, look, we've gone to sleep into lunch, unfortunately. I'm just salty because I got knocked out here. Wanted to take this reprice to fail from IB. And it looked good. And it just got no follow through. That's a nice reprice off IB. Also makes me laugh. I see on Twitter at the weekend, everyone talking about initial balance like it's some brand new thing. Check my IB video, bro. No, guys. Funded Next, FZT40. For everything else, FZT. info@flowzonetrader.com. Do I trade evals differently than funded? Yeah, I do. I'm much more aggressive on my evals. But I don't advise that. It's just I call it time decay. I don't want to waste too much time. If you're a newer trader, you should practice doing everything together. But I'm more aggressive on my evals. How do you use fib levels? Just from swing points. From swing points. So if you were going to look for a retracement of the whole of the New York session today, you would go from the high to the low. And a retracement 50% would be into this node. So that's possible today if they want to lift it into 855s. If you were looking for IB expansion today, all right, then you will see this 100% expansion of IB. If this is IB, if we were going to do 100% expansion, we would come down into here, which is where I'm looking to trade into, this gray box. Right, we've already hit the 61% expansion on it. So it's always swing to swing. Maybe IB to VWAP. I mean, you're a long way from IB to think about. And why would you trade that? IB to VWAP? There's no trade there, is there? There's your IB. There's VWAP. There's no IB to VWAP. We are in an IB expansion day, right? We're in a trade lower day. This is why I'm trying to trade lower. We're leaving volume. Everyone desperate to talk about the longs, but look, we're leaving volume, higher time frame. We're leaving lower time frame volume. We're trading lower. We're in a sell right now. We're getting stuck up here. We're coming back down towards this 710, 700s. Like, it's so, I don't know. I don't know why I bother. You hope Apex extends the offer period. When does it end? Is it tomorrow? I would say it's probably unlikely because they've done quite a lot of sales already. When does that sale offer? Let me check. So you got all of tomorrow to buy it as well. So 90% off on Apex today and tomorrow. Code FCT. I would very, 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 very much doubt they will extend that 90% sale. I do not see them doing that. I'm just being very honest with you in case you guys are actually looking for it. I cannot imagine them doing that because they've run two 90% sales very close to each other. Normally we get 2 a year. I can't see that happening, but you know, you never know. But I would imagine they're going to move to no sale for a bit and then probably to 70 or 80%. It's what they normally do once they've done a substantial sale for a while. I think you've had plenty of opportunity. So if you need to load up, you're probably better to do it now than wait. Would be my advice. But you know, you can always wait and see if you're out of money, and obviously don't go spending money you don't have. Apex rules are stricter. They're actually not. They're actually not. Nothing's changed. They haven't changed anything. Everyone's making this huge fuss. They've not changed anything. All they've done is punished the traders, influencers, who are, you know, telling you that they're up millions or whatever it is. I didn't even see the post, but everyone going on about it. I really don't care about 18-year-old kids. Up all of this money when they're actually blowing through 30, 40, 50 accounts a day. They're basically passing 20 accounts, sending full send 20 accounts, failing. Passing 20, or they're passing 100 in one go. Trying 20, full send, fail. Try 20, full send, fail. Try 20, full send, fail. Try 20, full send, hit. And then they're way over the 30% rule, and they're just hoping that no one sees it. It's really not a difference. Well, look at this mouse. It's so annoying. All right, folks. I'd be very careful for the rest of the day here. Like, I'd still be leaning short on this. You can't reclaim value. The long trigger, I would not trade long on this, but the long trigger would be this, and you'd have to watch these nodes here. If you lift it up, you get really lucky. But I'd be looking for this rotation back down here. If it held 710s or held down here, then maybe that becomes more possible. I don't like this auction at the lows. I think it looks terrible, but hey, that's just me. And that's that. Alex, I'm rushing trying to pass as many Apex accounts as I can before the sale so I can reload. Is that a good idea? No. You don't need to rush the accounts. You don't need to rush the accounts. You need to get the accounts while they're on sale. You don't need to rush the accounts. You need to get the accounts while they're in sale and then try and pass them within 30 days. You do not need to rush that event. Do you have to pass the Apex eval before the close tomorrow? If you want the price of the activation fee, yes. But here's what I'd say. Don't rush it. I'm sure even if they do a 70% sale, you might find that activation fee for that is cheaper all the same. Just don't. It is not worth pushing too hard. It really is not worth pushing too hard. No, the PA fee will be whatever the new sale PA fee is. Account farming, is that what they call it? Account farming. 30% rule is only on the PAs, yes, correct. IB Mohammed is the first hour of trading, the high and low. So just like an opening range, but that's the high and low of the first hour of trading. Supumtoid, will I look at a certain stock for you? Yeah, just type it in chat. I'll have a look. If you already typed it, I'm sorry. Might have missed it. Haven't traded in futures in a while. Do you think it's a good idea to get Apex at 90%? If you like their rules, yes. It's never going to be cheaper than that. Yeah, you can still pass them one day. There's always a promotion. It's just, it probably won't be 90%. It'll probably be 80% or 70% or something. Do I do straight to funded? No, I don't advise on straight to funded, guys. I think, I'm telling you now, there is no point in doing straight to funded. You have worse and worse rules if you do straight to funded and you pay more money. You're better off to, what does straight to funded cost? 300, 500, 600, 700? You're better off to open a small account and trade your own money than you are to do that. Just being honest with you. Being honest with you. Hims getting destroyed, mate. Hims is getting destroyed. They came out saying they weren't going to do that drug as well, didn't they? Gapping down on that. This is not looking good, mate. Actually, yeah, coffee would be good, please. I mean, it's such a big sale that they can't even work it out. Yeah, let's do it from here. Coming into the mid. All right, so if you start losing this node on Hims, you can already see it. This is your point of control right now on Hims. If you start rejecting 16s on Hims, you are going to come to 8s. All right? This is like relative weakness. If the NQ goes in a big sale and the ES goes on a big sale, this will sell because you have relative weakness. All right? You are currently at fair value. Quite literally, you're at fair value. All right? So this is a big level under over. All right? If they bid and hold here, they can start to try and grind back, fill some of these imbalances and gaps. So there might be a trade here from like 16s to 25s if they hold it. But I'm telling you now, if they lose 16s, you're going to lose 50% and you're going to come to 8s. All right? That's Hims for you. Thoughts on XRP? I think it's pointless looking at any of these things, guys. Like, you're in a bear market. Why? Like, you're going to get murdered. Like, look, you're getting murdered. Don't even worry about it. Like, there's nothing to do on these XRP and stuff like that. Where's this? There's your wash. It's going to be the same story, guys. I'm telling you. From the breakout, let's do this. Can it work it out? No, too big for it. Let's have a look from here. Right, same node here. Here's your node on XRP. You're going to trade from 1.3 to, yeah, I mean, you're trading the 1.3s. You lose this. You lose this again. You're going to trade this node again. You lose this again. You're going to trade all the way down. Right, you can watch the $1, but actually there's not actually much volume there. Okay, you need to reclaim this. And look how many buyers are caught up here. All the buyers are caught at 2s. All right, so any return up there, that will be bag holder territory. They will probably sell that. And you got to wait. You got to wait for Bitcoin to get going, and you might be waiting a year. No, I'm not. I'm using my Flowzone cloud. It's my own system. It's my own system. Bradley, let me have a look. I had to post it to someone the other day. I don't use it anymore. I use a thing from Affordable Indicators. Give me a second. I'll try and find it for you, my friend. Someone asked me for it last week. It might be gone, you know. Yeah, I only have it as a zip now. Are you in Discord, Bradley? If you're in, yeah, Affordable Indicators does. Affordable Indicators does. What's it called on Affordable Indicators? It's part of the. Sorry, mate, my brain is fried. Enhanced Trader, Chart Trader. It has it in that same kind of thing. Yeah, Bitcoin dumping hard. Yeah, I mean, no surprise. Can easily move back to 30,000 if it needs to. You have Chart Trader. Is that the same thing? It should be on there. You might just need to turn it on. Can I look at weed? Yeah, is that the weed ETF? I mean, what do you want to look at? No volume. No one's trading it. There's nothing to do here. I mean, if you're in this, you're literally just hoping that you get a federal decision to make cannabis legal. That's all you're hoping for, which is what this was. Talk of it from Trump. You get that, you're going to rip. But until then, it's bag holder central. Bag holder, bag holder, bag holder, bag holder. Dip buys bought in here. That's your pivot. You need to hold this level. Otherwise, you can see, like, this would be an anchored point of control, anchored VWAP. Dip buys bought, got ripped. Like, it's the same story. If you're playing stuff like weed, it needs to be like a long-term play and hold. Thank you. CVD is going up, NQ is going to pop. I mean, doesn't necessarily mean that. It could be divergence. So if you've got CVD going up and price not going up, it means there's passive sellers on the tape. It doesn't mean it has to pop. It means you've got aggressive buyers not getting anywhere. So what happens if we've got lots of aggressive buyers in here being held down by passive sellers? If they don't get that pop you are talking about, they are going to get absolutely wrecked. Because if this is mostly aggressive buy volume and passive sell volume, and the passive sellers wins, it's going to get wrecked. So don't necessarily think that it has to go higher. It's divergence. ASTS, sorry, did I miss that? ASTS. ASTS. Did they get news this morning, or is it earnings? So you're trying to rally back after a gap. Fucking hell, that's a strong move. Jesus Christ, I hate when TradingView can't even measure it. That's a really strong move. Come on, TradingView. Fucking garbage. All right, there you go. Those are your levels. Be careful. You're very thin up here. And you've got buyers trapped. You need to hold bids. It would not surprise me to see a backside move on this. But look, I've not looked at any of the finances. I can't tell you anything. But if you start to rotate, you're not thick until right the way down there. All right? That's where they accumulated. You've got some gaps up here, down here, which haven't been filled. I don't know what the float is or anything like that. It doesn't look like it's particularly big. Let me have a look on FinViz for you. ASTS. Well, that's good. 50% insider owned. That's what you want to see. Short float, 28%. So susceptible for a squeeze. So everyone's short in this right now. Where's the float? $144 million. Yeah, it's not big. I can get moved around pretty quick. I'd be careful in that. You got a big short float, small float, very institutional owned. That's susceptible to violent moves both ways. What was the news this morning? Awarded $30 million prime contract by US Space Development for Halo Europa. They missed on earnings today. A loss of 0.18 per share, down 50% on the year. Revenue, though, expected 40.69, up to 2,019%. I mean, yeah. Just be careful. Be careful in companies like that, man. No, I trade reversals. I do trade reversals. Like I would have considered reversal today if I thought that auction was good at the lows. I would have absolutely considered today if I felt like the auction at the lows was good. I just didn't. Down here, this down here is not good. There is not enough sellers down there. I do not want to see the lows being buyers like this. There's not enough excess and not enough selling at the lows. I know we traversed away from it, but okay, we reclaimed 700 and 710s, but it's just, that is a squeeze up. I think they will resell it. I honestly, that's my gut. I just don't know if it will be today. And the other thing to remember today is, all right, we've moved value down now, finally, but value was left up here. Initial balance is up here. We're moving away. So, like, yeah, there's an argument for a mean reversion trade, but, like, look how you've got stuck. You've just gone to sleep here because all the buyers are caught overhead. The best reversal trades come when we trade into, like, a really big higher time frame level. Like, same up here. I would have been willing to take this short today if we came back into these levels up here where all the buyers got trapped from Wednesday and Friday last week. Anything like that, yeah, great. Thanks very much. Like, I'm there for it. We didn't do it. We didn't even fill the gap. It's just, it's a bit annoying. We haven't been efficient really today as a market, but that's okay. Why do Apex ask for a proof of trading strategy before the payout? I don't think they do. I think that's old news, mate. I don't think that's happened for a long time. And if it's happened, it's happening to people who are probably over leveraging, hitting one big massive winner and then doing nothing. I don't know. No flat line. Maybe it will work out for you. It's hardest account. Look, the smaller accounts are much easier to pass and make money out of. All right, folks, I've got to get out of here. I'm going to spend some time with my wife. Trade safe this afternoon. I'll just give you a quick zoom out what I'll be looking for. Be very, very careful with these rotations. All right, we're back to the key level. Straight off the newsletter. If you start rejecting this, And this node here, there is the chance for a wash down into this grey box. And then later in the week, we can look for this. Doesn't have to do it today. I don't like the end of auction down there. I don't think it's good. All right, we don't even have like much of a spike. If we reclaim value here, right, then maybe they just rotate up to this midpoint again. Previous week point of control, current week point of control, right? This is the safety net. So right, safety in the market is here. You do not want to trade in here, right? This is the chop zone, which we're trying to avoid, right? Continuation will be outside here, above here. Look belows and fail will be like this. Look above and fails will be like this. Try and ignore this in here. In my mind, you're going to find it much easier if you ignore that. That's what I'd be looking for this afternoon. All right, folks. See you guys tomorrow morning. There you go. Lots of you guys making some nice money today. Good work. And more than me with my $60. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Those in Discord, I'll pop in there shortly. I'm going to take a little break. If you're in the short, just remember 710s. Just going to double check these levels for you. 710s is the option level. 700 is where that seller got trapped. The next seller got trapped at 680s. Once you get under there, you will go low of day. All right, peace and love, everyone, and see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care. Oh, here it goes for you. Enjoy. Make that money without me. Take care.